This episode is brought to you by RIXX Eyewear. Eyewear that inspires confidence. If you would like to buy some premium eyewear, sunglasses, blue light frames, prescription, head online now, rixxeyewear.com.au and check it out. CAPZ has been Australia's home of headwear since 2012. From snapback to fitted, curve peak to flat peak, our hats will fit anyone and everyone. Since then, we've grown and evolved into the leaders of US sports apparel in Australia. Head online at capz.com.au and check it out. Righto, let's get into the show. Scan us in.
What?
Is that what they do? Do they
I
count?
don't know, mate.
You
don't know what to do you?
Not the start. I always say, don't, hey, welcome back.
From where?
For everyone listening, we've got Tony Armstrong in the building. I'm sure they've read who's online anyway. Mate, how you been? I haven't seen you in ages.
Mate, it's been a while. I've been noticing a couple of podcasts go up, you and Dylan, the boys. We had too much chemistry, didn't we?
Too much.
They couldn't let us together. They couldn't let us be together.
It's illegal to let us together.
So you had to get your own thing.
I had to start my own thing because if me and you join any podcast, we know how strong the chemistry is.
I know. It would no longer be their podcast, would it?
No.
It would be ours.
No.
Mate, it's great to be here. I've been good, mate. Been good.
Been busy.
Yeah, been busy. Everyone's fucking busy though, aren't they?
Mate, is everyone after you now? You know, yeah.
Finally, mate. It's nice to know what it's like.
Yeah, being the fringe player.
Yeah, been on the edge the whole time, fucking wondering if I'll get picked next week.
And now you're like, first one picked, don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Security, I'm secure.
Yeah, I'm in a bit of job security now.
Just like
it's
that.
nice.
Your mindset must just wake up. It's just a beautiful day every day, isn't it, when you're secure?
Oh, well, when you wake up at 3:30, it's not as beautiful as you'd like it to be, but it's all right, mate. It's no, it's good. You played a hell of a lot more top line footy than I did, but
not really. I mean, yeah.
You had your periods. You had your periods where you know what it was like. Sort of, you can't even enjoy a win, right? Like, because straight after you're going stats.
Yeah.
How'd I go?
Yeah.
Am I in next week? You're looking around the team. Fuck, he played all right, didn't he? And he's just come in.
Oh, the twos
I'm
are
in
on?
trouble.
Fuck, he's kicked four, that bloke,
kicked four.
30.
Happy for him though. I'm not happy.
Get to the club on the Monday, mate. Well done.
Well done. Yeah, it's a bit different now. It's pretty funny, man. Like in News Brekkie, like I come in and do hits. So like I do like 3 or 4 hits an hour, depending on how busy it is.
What's a hit? Just for those?
So a hit is basically I'll come in and I'll be like, I'll say like my top story. So that might be 45 seconds and I'm a little bit of banter either side. Then I'll do like a bulletin, which will be about 5 minutes. Then I'll do another 5 minutes spot. And like, think about this as a mindset compared to what it was like when we were on the fringe, right? I'm constantly asking the producers to drop me. I'm constantly like, do you want to drop me? And that means like not go out and be on air. It's like my mindset has changed so much from being that desperate to get out there and play. Now I'm like, I don't know when it happened, probably with the job security stuff. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm happy to do less.
I'm good.
I'm just happy to do less.
Put me in the square. I'm good.
Get one out, mate. Get it in.
That's so good.
Get us the nut.
It's so good. I mean, we're going to go through the way I've structured the shows to go back and go forward, but I like to keep it while we're rolling. Like how I mean, from last year or the year before when we were together, like has it all moved quite quickly?
Mate, it's been pretty fast. But you know when like your head's so in something, you don't have like. You very rarely have those moments where you kind of like have a like see the forest from the weeds, whatever forest from the trees. I kind of very rarely stop and take stock.
Yeah.
But when I do, and it happens very rarely because I don't really do many podcasts or anything like that, just I don't know, take someone special to get me on.
Yeah, mate, I really appreciate it.
No, but like seriously, I just don't. And yeah, so when I do something like this, I kind of reflect and I say, fuck yeah. Like it's been pretty quick, man. Like 12 months, no, just over 12 months I've been full-time on ABC News Breakfast.
It's amazing.
And it's just kind of, yeah, like it's been awesome. And obviously, you know, a lot of hard work goes into it. But when you're doing the hard work, you don't appreciate kind of what's happening.
Well, it's that footy thing, yeah. It's like that next. I want that 1%.
What's next?
1%. What's next? Just kick 5. Okay, I want 6. Okay, who we got next week? Who we got next week?
Yeah,
it's that mentality.
I've had 25. I've had 25 and kicked 4, normally in the 2s.
Still a great day.
It's a great day out, you know. But it's unfortunately not the comp you wanted to play in. Anyway, that's beside the point. The point being, you'll come in on the Monday and you'll go, missed that handball, or that kick could have been a bit better, or me man got me there, rather than kind of, and there's obviously like a good balance. Like you don't want to just, fucking think your shit smells like roses either. There's a good balance, but yeah, I could probably get better at reflecting and kind of, give myself a pat on the back here and there, because it's not in our nature, is it?
Nah, we're all hard. We're always on the RFIs, aren't we?
Yeah, it's like glass half empty. Like you never like, this is epic. You're like, oh, I want the next thing. I want the next thing.
Because we're kind of led to believe that that's a cold shoulder, and if that bloke's pumping you up, you're going to start believing what he's saying. And
don't believe the hype. Don't listen to it. We could get better.
Noise.
We could get better. Yeah, keep it in house, boys.
Yeah.
Well,
what's the equivalent to what you just said in the the work you're doing now?
In terms of
that 1%, like you go on air, you do all these reads, like you said, and then is there like, I could have done that better, or geez, I wish I did more of this, or like, what's the mindset? Or you just up there going, crush that, what's next?
I wish. It's pretty weird. It's one of those environments. I got this advice when I was commentating. Someone said, like, no news is amazing news in my industry now. Like, if they aren't talking to you, it means you're doing a good job.
Right.
Which is so different. So different.
Yeah.
Because like people just trust you to be self-sufficient, or they know that you can do the job, which is kind of weird from where we've come from, because I'm used to like having to sift through the feedback, right? And go, oh shit, I can only really action those 2 things. Or I can only really action those 3 things over the course of 6 months. And that might be win a fucking hardball.
Yes, they're hard.
No thanks.
Yeah, lane 8 for me. On
lane 8. I would have thought so. Hot dogs,
hot
dogs and pies. Oh mate, fucking use the users, mate. Yeah, use the fucking users.
Tackling or gramble.
Nah, I'm a bit sore. Won't do any extras on there. Maybe some touch or goal kicking though. Yeah.
Some shots in the boundary line.
Yeah, no worries.
Boys, can you do this?
Hey mate, they come in handy though.
Oh, they do. I mean, how many of them do you do at training and they just never come out in the game?
Not once.
And you've always dreamt of kicking one after the siren.
I know.
Don't even get a game to get a kick after the siren.
And you know what? It's always the bloke who's doing everything right, like practicing his set shots from like 20 to 30 out right in front, that ends up with the one from the pocket.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine, like, I don't know Dom Sheed, but I imagine Dom Sheed was very much practicing
his craft inside.
In the 45, and then he goes and fucking kicks the sealer for the Pies hard up against the against the Pies hard up against the boundary.
And that's our spot. That's where we've been
practicing. Off, mate. Mate, we'll stay in lane 8. You get back there in the middle.
Fucking so spot on, mate.
So the equivalent, I mean, I think it's one of those ones as well, like, it's such a public thing. You, like, your phone, because the public are just...
Yeah.
And they hound you.
Oh, really? So it's always good and bad all the time, is it?
More often than not, it's bad.
Yeah.
But that's like from people who've got no idea. Like,
yeah, because you've
got to think about the people who are so compelled to do it. Like, I think people like us, like, if you're going to comment on something about the footy, you're going to say, how sick was Joey Danaher there?
Yeah.
You're not going to go, fucking didn't like the way McCluggage, has been going inside 50. You're not going to say that.
Nah.
Like, you're not going to go out of your way to give a negative.
People just love a negative though, don't they? Like, when do you get a pat on the ass consistently? If you make a blunder, it's just quick to it.
People are down your throat. It's like far out,
mindset-wise, yeah.
It's really interesting. And, what do you reckon that is?
I don't know. The same in footy, mate. Like, I used to cop it all the time. We've all made mistakes, but you never get... I mean, you do get looked after, but geez, people are quick to comment on, oh, you could have done that better. And it's like, that's why you see great leaders in we're talking footy, but in workplaces and in real life. Those friends that can just, never as bad, never as good, mate. You just, come on, just keep it level. Yeah, consistency, never up, never down. You might have a great day at work. You want someone that says, yeah, great work, but, and then when you do something really bad, like, don't worry about it. We all make mistakes. That kind of mentality where external, it's just like, well done, you're a superstar, or
you're this, you're that, the other.
Oh, mate, you suck. What the fuck are you doing here? How'd you get that gig? So that, and then what you talk about phones, everyone's got the ability to, on their own day, if they're having a bad day, to let you know how they're feeling. And then I bet you if you face them, like, when you go face to face, they go, mate, I was having a bad day. You know what? I regret saying that. Or, mate, you're actually a nice guy. Like, I didn't, you know what I mean? It's social media it's positive and negative, but people are quick to comment, aren't they?
And I think the other thing with it, it's like, never before in like history basically have people been able to like, I can directly send a tweet to LeBron James if I want.
And he could read it and he could impact him.
Oh, there's no universe in the world where I should be talking to LeBron James, mate.
Yeah. Have you tweeted him?
Sorry?
Have you ever tweeted him?
Might do that after this, mate.
Yeah,
We'll send him a tweet.
Mate, we're just talking about you.
Mate, hey, your ears are probably burning. Us and 30 million other people.
We just want to let you know that you're doing a great job.
Yeah. Hey, mate, I know this will cut through the noise. Great work, LeBron. Yeah.
The amount of hate he gets, I'm like, can we just sit
Never
back?
had a scandal.
Oh.
Broken home. Same partner since high school. Amazing dad. Started so many charities. Got that school. Is it the I Promise school? Something like that.
Yeah. He's
Self-made billionaire.
championships, family man.
He's going to go down as like the highest points. Is he going to be like highest points, highest assists?
I don't know exactly, but I know
But it's
that they
something like
compare
that.
him and MJ to everything, and it's like, you know, border. But people are just like, oh, he's still not.
He doesn't have the killer instinct. Fuck off.
I'm like, I always say to my mates, I'm like, we've probably got, let's say 3 years, 2 years.
Tops.
You got to get out to those games and you got to appreciate this, because once it's gone, everyone will start just talking about how good he was, not how he could have hit that or he could have been better or the Lakers are too old. It's like, fuck, people are so quick. I guess it does attract people in the media, doesn't it? Everyone wants to tune into that topic.
Like your Nick Wrights and stuff of the world who are like, for them it's to say it's LeBron better than MJ because of this.
Yeah. That causes so much.
And then everyone online, and that gets the traction. You know, Skip Bayless, he's like anti-LeBron. And it's just like, come on, bro. The bloke's a G.
You wonder if deep down Skip's going, I've got to believe, like I've just got to put everything
This is
in.
keeping money in my pocket.
Yeah, this gets me on air.
I'm relevant.
Me and Shannon Sharp go head to head, and I'm relevant because every time he has a bad game, I win, which is one every blue moon.
Yeah. It's crazy. What a fucked way to make it, like to make it, because if you've got a rational brain, you can't possibly think the way he does.
Nah. Well, just on that, you're doing news, right?
Yeah.
I find news very hard to watch sometimes personally.
I find it hard to listen to, yeah.
Well, you're in it, right?
Yeah.
So I feel that it's always a negative story that attracts everyone to the TV or the news, you know, and a positive story, but traditionally
Normally negative.
Negative. And then you're the one that's got to always read these out and talk about them, and I'm no doubt people will probably stop you and go, mate, what do you think of that? Does it weigh you down sometimes?
Well, so I really struggled through lockdowns because I was still going into work, and I found it a really hard juxtaposition because I had such a good setup, right? Like I had work, good work, so many industries, so many of our friends, both of us mutual friends, so many of our friends struggled, losing jobs, losing shifts, losing money, but the one thing that was hard, like every single fucking day talking about COVID.
Yeah.
And like, where do I go? It's like, you know, so many people just turn their phone, like literally turn the news off, and they just like, oh, fire it, we'll just get through this. Like I really struggled because I was every day, death, fucking more COVID, more lockdowns, more this. And I don't know, there came a point where I was like, shit, I need a break, but what do I do in my break? I'll just be at home. And because I'm like so like addicted to the news now, all I would have done is just
absorb it.
I would have just watched it anyway, so I may as well be on it.
Yeah.
Not fucking burn on my sick days, you know? Yeah, so I find the negative stuff really hard, but it's the stuff that rates well. Like if you look at like say an ABC 7:30, like a 7:30 story or a Four Corners story, it's always like the ones that rate really well. It's like a big investigative journalism thing. Okay, so perfect example. No doubt this will win all the awards for journalism at the next, whatever they are, the Walkleys. Russell Jackson's Hawthorne stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I don't, I legitimately can't add anything to that from a speculation point of view other than what Rusty has said because of how legal it all, like it's all legaled up the wazoo. So for me to talk about it like out of turn other than to point people towards that article would do a disservice to it. But what I will say is if those allegations in that are true and will go through the due process, it's like the most shocking story ever, right? That's already rated off. Like so much Caps.
Love Caps. Big shout out to
Love Caps. Big shout out to Caps and Sun Smartness and health. But yeah, like that'll be the story that everyone talks about. It's not the positive story of Tyson Stengel, who's turned his fucking career around. Tyson Stengel goes from being delisted, probably being labelled a problem child, all Australian, kicked over 50 goals this year, something like that.
Foreign granny, yeah. Just
wins a flag, could have won a norm. Like, yeah, that story will just be a little one. And like, obviously the gravitas is different. But yeah, people are drawn towards bad stories.
Yeah, and you're breaking them. That's a big one for ABC, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive.
Just on that, like,
No, I'll tell, keep on rolling on these, but yeah, I'll tell you what I can and can't say.
Yeah, that's good because you can't say too much, and as you said, you'll do a disservice, and there's all those other things involved. But if that was to be true, you just said that'll be the biggest story ever. If it wasn't to be true, this is for me and everyone else that doesn't understand journalism and all that.
They'll get sued more than likely.
Right, so it's a big play to be wrong.
Oh, so all I can say is they would have gone through, and this is like, I wasn't actually involved in it. I just know that for that to have been approved, like the ABC's like, I think over $1 billion organization, right? For them to put their masthead behind that, whoa, like they have been rigorous. That they would have been sitting on that for months.
Yeah, right.
Dotting the I's, crossing the T's, getting every duck in a row, sending all the wording to and from legal so that when it goes to print, it's almost like
bulletproof. It's
bulletproof. So now what will happen is the investigation will run its course. I think I saw today that Chris Fagan has lawyered up. I'm sure I'm not across what Alistair Clarkson's done. I'm sure he has as well. Now we just wait. Now we just wait.
And this story will go for a while.
It'll bubble along kind of in a holding pattern, I think, until the findings of the investigation come out, and then the fallout from that.
Yeah.
So then it'll be back. Yeah. Back in, I guess, the news cycle or, whatever it is.
It's a crazy story, man.
It's so hectic, man. And like, it gives an insight into how powerful footy clubs are. Like, you know, just like power dynamics within football clubs from administration, and like this is of course alleged. Like this is all alleged. If the alleged stuff happened, it just gives an amazing insight into how powerful footy clubs are and the control that they can have. Like, yeah, you know what it's like when you're 18, you walk in, you'll do anything they say. Anything. See, I've got nothing but like a heart that melts for the Essendon players because I would have been there with them.
I was meant to be there.
Were you really?
I tried to get a trade.
Did you really?
Yeah, because
you were after a holiday.
Hating my first year at Freo because I just hated it and loved it afterwards, but said enough's enough. And
takes a little while to settle in away from home, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I did. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. I requested a trade
after year one.
Met up with Bomber Thompson. All speaking to them and Hurdy and all the Essendon crew, and was like
the who's who of
and then Bomber Thompson was like, when I was at Geelong, we used to deal with this all the time. You just say you're not coming home, simple as that. So if they say no, we need you back, you go, well, I'm not flying back, so you're gonna have to get the deal done. You know, so I was like, I just repeated what he told me, and I was being as ruthless as you could be. Was
it close?
They wouldn't budge, mate. They wouldn't budge, and to be honest, it would have been. Essendon actually offered heaps of like great picks that it would have been a horrendous trade for just not only just the people involved, because I was their first round pick the year before, and then I would have went straight to Essendon, and then it would have been.
And then you would have been out.
Well, out, yeah.
Well, because
crazy man.
No, and like seriously though, like,
and I always reflect on that, going, that is the most. That could have
ships
changed
in the night. Change your life, like change your mental health at least for a decent whack. But seriously, on that, because I think so many people don't, like, I guess, regular punters, again, we talk about this kind of power that, like, sporting organisations have over young kids. And they're kids. Like, I for sure had they said, take this, I would have taken it.
Yeah.
Because your trust is so implicit.
It's like a supplement. Like you do it, you know.
Oh, yeah, what's this? No, take it. It's good for you.
Yep, dietitian, you're the best in the business apparently.
Yeah, oh, no, this is whey protein, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even think twice.
No, nor should you because that's their job. Yeah, you just trust everyone in there. You know, even strength and conditioning, you do this, no worries, it'll make me stronger.
Yeah.
Go to this, running, you'll be quicker, you'll be faster, no worries. It's the same thing, isn't it?
It's exactly the same thing. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, it's
crazy how you get one bad person that can fuck the whole joint.
You get, you know, like some bad decisions that happen, and fuck that poor footy club, man. Like, it's been so rough on them.
Sitting, man. Like, oh yeah,
deep down, like
yeah. Well, it's been now that you know, like coming
now
out
that you're
of
long enough out.
Yeah, well, probably still
Freo and Essendon.
Well, it's for Freo and Giants, and then I'll go for Essendon all my life. So I want Hurdy back as the coach because I want to, you know, I want him to bring.
You want the redemption story?
Yeah, I want Hurdy back personally, and then I want you know, even like. You know, I know Matty Lloyd's in the media, and you got Spike McVeigh who was at the Giants when I was there. But
he's a legend.
Dean Solomon, I didn't have him as a coach, but the boys did, and I know a few Suns boys love him. Like bringing all the blokes that I used to barrack for and love when I was a kid.
Early thousands.
That's the kind of like, let's go, get them back in the doors. So that's when it'll be. I feel like it'll be real when I start seeing a few more old boys' heads around the place, and then you start. I don't know. You know, it's like as a culture, they just keep bringing him back, and then it doesn't. Just keeps. Look at Geelong. Geelong's got. I think
Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney. Geelong's got Mackie now. I think we're talking about the other day. He's the list manager.
Oh, how good's that?
Like.
Fucking oath.
Even if
he's the worst bloke in the world, get him back.
Even the best bloke, and even if he's the worst at the job, which is
no. I mean, like even worse at the job.
Yeah.
He'd be a great fella.
Still would dominate.
Somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
Those freaks.
Just the impact he's got, just smiling around the boys. Like it's those little things. I reckon that it's so powerful. You know, players just might go a little 5% better when they see these people around the club,
and also because. When you have people who have tasted success come back, when they all know what it takes, and you know, it like the culture might not be exactly the same, but they understand the characteristics of a high performing team, and that's in like all really good high performing teams are good, like are pretty similar across all industries. You know, it's you need a certain amount of ability, but then it's like, what's their trust in each other like? Are they able to have a direct conversation? How quickly can they respond and act on feedback? How much do they care about each other? You know, if you get all of those things kind of in a line.
It's a nice one, isn't it?
Oh, it's so good.
Versus the coach that goes, mate, need you to be better here, and he hasn't played the game. And he's being ruthless on a scenario like, mate, I've just done 15 efforts before that. And he goes, I know that, but we need you to be better. It's like, oh, you're fucking kidding.
Yeah, so you're not even looking at things in context.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, maybe if I was fresh, like straight off the bench, my effort's going to be better there. I'm tonguing, mate.
Yeah, and that's the experience that comes in and goes, oh, mate, I just watched that and you worked your ass off.
Yeah, so, mate, like, we'd love you to be better, understand that you're cooked, but, I mean, maybe it's earlier body.
Yeah.
But
on the flip side, we don't want to do soft shoulders and go, oh, yeah, mate, no, you're right. If you're lying, you get a whack in the ass, but most blokes wouldn't. They understand. Yeah, it's, mate, you can go all day.
One of the more honest places of footy about self-assessment.
Well, you kind of, I don't know, how did you go out of footy? We're going to go through this. Yeah. We're going to go through juniors, by the way, in a sec, but how did you go from being in footy clubs, that intense environment, you've been at great football clubs, and then come into the real world where you get no assessment at all? Did you struggle a little bit?
I really struggled when I finished footy. Really struggled.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't get what I wanted out of it, and like my whole life, like I'd always been good, you know. And then obviously, you know, you rock up, you land at a footy club, and it's like everyone here was that kid, and that takes a little while to adjust. And then you slowly do that, but you might have already created a perception, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
But then you know you work your ass off. Like I lasted 8 years. You don't last that long without fucking putting in, because it is ruthless environment. You know.
Yeah. You don't get a second contract.
Like
if you don't have a work rate and not a good bloke, you're done.
You're gone.
Yeah.
Like that. They don't care that they've moved you to the other side of the country and you're 20 years old and your girlfriend broke up with you, like because you moved interstate. Like they don't give a shit. They're just like, what's best for the team.
Yeah, like they do, the people involved do, but the actual overall business, it's a business.
The business itself doesn't. Yes.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I should reframe that. Yeah, they care about you enough to be sad when they do it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't impact their decision making, does it? It's like, unless you're going to perform.
But no, you haven't had a kick.
You haven't had a kick, brother. And
We've got this bloke up the road.
He's actually pretty good.
And we'd do the same thing if we're trying to win a flag, It's just a cutthroat environment.
And I get it. And then I kind of came out of it and I was really bitter because I was like, fuck, I've wasted all my time. I've wasted 8 years. And you can't help but look at everyone around you, like your friends, and then now they've all got their doctors now, or they're like 3 years into being tradies and they're killing it.
Yeah.
They've got their own businesses. Like I know we got RIXX over here and RIXX is flying. RIXX is fucking flying.
We're building.
We're building, but it's flying.
No, I can relate to a lot of stuff you're saying, so keep going.
So it's like, and then like you start looking around and you go, shit,
You're comparing, aren't you?
Because you can't help it, because where you've come from is an environment where you walk into any room and you just straight away go, well, where do I rank? Where do I sit?
Yeah.
On
everything
level.
like
everything.
gym,
Am I stronger? Am I stronger than Train? Am I hotter than Train? Probably.
Yeah.
Am I fitter? Well, guess what? It's not even subjective, because it is all on the wall.
Yeah. It's on the screen.
It's on the screen.
Every day.
Everything.
Every new day is on the screen.
Every day. Everything you did the day before is on the screen. Even how much you fucking weigh is on the screen. What your skinnies are at. So you are right. And then that is not a healthy mindset at all, and so you come out of footy and then you're going, well, fuck, I didn't make it as a footballer. Oh my God, I'm 8 years behind everyone else.
Yeah.
How am I gonna catch up?
Where do I start?
What do I do? And like, I burnt probably the first 5-6 years of footy just being carefree. I didn't really think about it. Wasn't great with money, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I came out of footy and I was like, far out. What do I do?
You look back and go, oh my God, if I hadn't known how hard it is now, I would have done this. Yeah.
I've got no time.
Yeah. And that's the first thing that everyone says.
So much
like
time,
you're having 20
man.
lattes and carrying on about how busy you are.
Yeah, no, you're having 20 lattes complaining because you've got a massage that's been scheduled an hour and a half after your half day finishes. You're like, no, we need to organise. Like, no, there's too much loose time in the program.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You just went and had lunch with your best mates and came back and got a massage and got paid for it.
Yeah, you're right.
Now it's like, I don't know when I've got time
for a podcast.
This is taking forever.
Yeah.
Like it's legit, right?
It's funny that we keep, because I was the same. I didn't. They come to you. They come to the club. A lot of people, and they tell you these stories, but you just don't buy in, do you? And I've been pretty passionate on this one with blokes that I love that are still playing, and I don't reckon they listen to me either. And I'm going, well, I don't mind that, because I wouldn't have listened to me either. But I think hopefully the penny does drop. Or they introduce,
too late.
Yeah, or they introduce maybe the reason they don't understand is because they haven't lived in the real world. When I say real world, like they haven't understood how maybe hard. Because I didn't understand. I just thought footy's. I mean, I've been doing footy for so long. It's
all you know.
Yeah, it's all you know. You don't know anything else except for traveling and spending money. But you're
spending money that you probably should be putting somewhere that's going to make money back for you.
Yeah, exactly right.
And like the other thing I reckon as well is it's part of like the athlete, right? Like it's like as soon as you start putting your eggs into something else, it's like you're admitting that it's going to be over.
Yeah. You're on the money here.
And as soon as you admit that it might be over, you may as well be dead in the water.
Because it's 100% in, not 99%. Because you start putting 10% to the left, you start missing out on a few. Oh, why didn't you do that extra recovery, mate?
Oh mate, I had to go take this business meeting.
Yeah.
Mate, I've got this big assignment to you. And I am saying that is absolutely how it should be. You should be taking that business meeting and doing that assignment. But it's like, well, okay, if you're putting eggs into this basket, where are they coming from?
Yeah.
And no one wants to admit that they're done.
Nah, you're right. And as soon as, it's weak.
The other thing to think about it, and I actually pondered this a lot, because like now, like with what I'm doing, I'm better at it. I work just as hard, but I'm like, now I kind of know what it's like to be at the other end, where it's like you're so calm in yourself and in your ability and in the opportunities that will come your way. So I'm actually not, I guess, I don't mind thinking about other things as well. Whereas when I was playing footy, I didn't want to think about anything else because like I wasn't secure enough in my ability. So I was tipping everything in.
I feel like that's...
Do you know what I mean?
No, I do. I reckon it's more, and I was in the same... I'd wonder what it would be like if me and you had a career where we're at the top. It'd probably be how you're feeling now.
Probably.
Because you don't have to stress. You don't have to worry about...
Because you know the performance will look after itself if you do what you've been doing.
Yeah, or you're backed in though. Like there's a difference between... Well, you are backed in, but you're in that position where you're like, I know for one fumble I'm out. Whereas...
A reason to be picked rather than a reason to be dropped.
Yeah. And I wonder how the mindset would be, you know, if I
was like just on the edge, like getting on the project every now and then.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden because I look back on my career, I don't know about you, but the games that I played well, I never even stressed about anything. I was so raw in the mind where, to be honest, I wasn't thinking about anything but just smiling and having a lolly before the game, and I knew my role because I'd done that much bloody study and education on my role and my position that I'd go out there and just have fun.
And it'd happen.
It'd happen, and then it would happen really, you know, and then all of a sudden when you're under pressure, consistently, feedback, all these things are going through your head. You start thinking about things that are out of your control. You bring it back.
Before you know it, you can't get a kick.
And then you start doubting yourself. I don't care what you say.
Am I good anymore?
You have your sports psychologist chat. You feel good, but nothing happens that weekend. Be patient, and then you start going through that cycle.
It's been 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been 5 weeks.
Yeah. And that's what does weigh you down a bit. So I wonder what it's like when you're talking about these things if you weren't a fringe player, you know, and that 100% in versus I can't do anything else because they'll think that I'm not doing this because they know that I'm on the edge and I can't afford to be with the perception of being seen not to get to that extra, you know, recovery session, regardless that it is optional. That means that you be there. Otherwise, we're judging you.
Yeah, no, it's optional, but we're taking like it's like you know, like the first time trial or something. They go, oh, like this one doesn't count. Well, don't take times.
Yeah. This counts. It's a test.
What? There's stopwatches and there's a distance. That's a test, brother. Yeah.
Fuck. You just reminded me. Falls Festival. I think we were both there when we were at the Taylor's house, and I had to do me, Zach Clark, and a few other boys went to Geordie, obviously Taylor.
Yeah.
Went to Falls, and Clarkie's hurt his knee.
I was at that Falls.
Do you remember
it went around like wildfire. Mate. My God, bro.
He's done his knee, and we're talking about.
Ross would have taken that well.
Oh, mate, it was a scary moment to be involved, that one. So we're at Falls Festival, and we've had a responsible alcohol chat holidays. We used to have those smart choice meetings about how many beers you're going to have, how many nights on the piss. To be honest, everyone would just lie. No,
everyone just goes, yeah, no worries. It's like when you see a doctor now, they go, how many standard drinks? Oh, about 6 a week.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, mate, yeah. 6 a week, mate, yeah.
And this one was like, this was hard because I'm like, I haven't been home for all of summer or spring, and you're going home for Christmas. So like, what nights you only got 3, and I'm going to a 3-day Falls Festival. I'm thinking, well, there's 3 right there. You got Christmas Eve, you got Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and then you don't really go after New Year's, you know.
Nah, after New Year's, because it's a pretty quick turnaround then.
We start on the 4th in Perth. So in that period, I'd already run an unbelievable 3K off the back of as an off season. I used to just...
But then also they leave you with this. What? Well, look, Tommy, this is your program. But you know, if you want to take strides next year, this is where we'd be stuck. And they shift the goalposts.
Yeah, it's like 5 more seconds cut off. It's like, mate, I just fucking.
And not only that, they move it into the space that's supposed to be your dead period, where you're supposed to be doing nothing. But they put the
pressure.
But they never say it. They go, oh well, you know, if you want to be better,
yeah, it's up to you. For these ones, if it was my career, I know what I'd be doing.
For the listener, we're both doing that thing, you know, with the eyes where you imply something without saying it. You go, well, we know what we'd be doing. Yeah, and the eyes widen a little bit, the head turns ever so slightly.
Yeah, and I remember going away and thinking that was on the shoulders already, and I already knew that I was.
Well, you've already got it in your head.
Well, I'm already breaking the rules in my head. That means, okay, if I'm going to drink more, I've got to train more. So I remember we had
healthy, right?
You know, Falls Festival Lourn. Where the fuck do you run? Do you know where we ran? We ran
not around the path there.
Mate, we went in the lawn and just ran up the hills. Just ran for 10K. I just had to get some running. So I went up there after the first night and just
found a way.
Just found a way and actually tightened up. Back calf it was. Because I reckon I just got out of the tent and then straight on the run. Yeah, probably from my back. So I was like, oh God, I can't keep running here because if I go another big sesh, like a big running sesh, I've got that time trial on the 4th in the morning at like 7 a.m. in Perth.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe just be fresh and just do it with your head. Like you
Fear. No, do it on fear.
Yeah.
Do it on fear.
Yeah.
Nothing motivates you better than the fear.
And I'm like, okay, so no more running for me in terms of that's tight. Did my gym session, outdoor at BT's joint with Jordan, little bench press they had.
That skinny little fucking
bar.
thing. Yeah.
Used to feel good actually.
No, but you're like, do I go inside the thing or do I go outside? Yeah, because you're so used to grabbing on the inside.
Just do whatever.
I could probably get back into a bench press to be honest, mate. This fucking slopopotamus down here.
Oh, slopopotamus. That's a good one, mate. That's my nickname now. It's hard when you finish. Anyway, and we go to Falls and I think it's New Year's Eve and we're all having a few drinks and Clarkie's just tried to like tackle me on the hill and he's hurt his knee. And that's literally him doing his knee, right? Didn't do an ACL, did the next one down. I can't remember.
MC, whichever one.
Something, it was bad.
Yeah, if it's got CL in it, yeah.
And I remember he's like, I've hurt my knee. And I'm like, you'll be right, mate. And then he was limping around. We're like, mate, are you all right? And then, it's New Year's Eve. And
starts off like, you'll be right. You're right, mate.
Yeah. You're right, mate. He's like, I don't know. And anyway, so I remember him he's like, yeah, I'll be fine. Those tents, we got this shit tent we bought the day before.
Yeah, Kmart special, $8 or something. Yeah, mate, you're on your list of players, boys. Come on, at least get the $12 super tent.
Yeah, get the super tent. In we go, me and the giraffe. We're in the tent. And I'll never forget because I probably wasn't as drunk the night before just because I did panic a bit worrying about him. And I remember waking up going, I remember him rolling over. When you go to bed, you're freezing at Falls Festival and then the sun hits you early in the morning.
Sun hits the tent and you're steaming.
Steaming. And I woke up from just steaming early in the morning. I'm like, Clarkie, you right? He's like, I'm like, mate, how's that right knee or whatever left knee? Whatever knee it was, how's your knee? He goes, mate, fucking
blown up.
It's blown, mate. It was a balloon. And I was like, give me a look. And I'm like, oh no. He's like, mate, this isn't good. He's like, what do we do? And we knew we got to call the right people straight away. And I think the news story, I think they broke it. They shouldn't have broke it.
It went around Falls because I was with Dan Hanbury and Alex Johnson, and we heard that Zachas had done his fucking knee. We heard somehow.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell?
It went viral, mate.
It's like this is quicker. This is quicker than like
ABC.
Nothing's quicker than ABC. We're just thorough, okay? Tom Brown was there. Yeah, Tom Brown said it was you who did his knee.
Yeah, he's quick, isn't he?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Nice.
Everyone knew, man.
And then that happened, and then I was like...
Phones don't work in Falls.
Nah, exactly. No service. So we're doing... And I was guilty by association.
Well, this is the other thing.
So they're like, who are you with?
Tommy Sheridan.
Oh, of course you were. And I'm going... Well, fucking...
he tackled me.
Yeah, I didn't do anything, and neither did Zach. Nothing happened. So people want to actually bet a story. And that's the thing. It was a disappointing one. I'd rather him carry me in the middle of... I think it was Rufus were playing in the tent, and he was throwing me around, and it buckled. That's what everyone wanted us to say. And it was like, no, well, it didn't happen. And everyone would have, at the club, mate, what actually happened? I'm like, I fucking told you. Like, that's it. And
I'm sorry, boys.
Yeah, I'm sorry, boys. We'll let you down. There's not much on it. To the 3K time trial. So I've had to deal, who are you with, what happened, a few death stares and that. And I forget getting told you'd want to fucking run your time. And my time was 5 seconds below the PB I've just smacked and I've done that. I've heard that. I've had that tight calf.
Tight calf. So that's playing in your head.
In me head.
And what about all the shit you do when you're walking around the house and stuff? You're doing like the little home tests?
Oh, the hops and that.
That didn't
down the hallway.
I don't know.
My physio, Marshall Stockton. I'll say his name because he's the greatest human alive.
Now, is this a physio away from Freo?
No, he's still there. He's the main man. Like he's a gun. Like I just remember going to him saying I'm tight, and he's like, I'm like, mate, what do you think? Like, do you reckon I can't run? There goes the caps again off the Milwaukee blower there.
Yeah, no worries, in front of the RIXX Eyewear.
Oh yeah, that's the prize is coming later. There's a few exciting things. And I go to Stocko. I said, mate, I don't know if I can get this 3K done. I reckon it'll be a risk for the summer. And I'll do it. He goes, mate, you're going to have to do it. We've just spoken. And after what's just occurred, they're not going to let you out. And I go, and that's not his decision. He's just like, mate, I just get, you'll be right. Just get through it. And I was like, all right. It was just tight. It wasn't that bad. Mate, I've never been more anxious and nervous in my life. We're going out there. I've got that much pressure on my shoulders.
Like the pit in your guts?
Mate, I wanted to feel, I couldn't eat breakfast.
No, it's already bad.
It's hard to explain to people as well.
If you've done the work, it's still a performance.
Yeah. Oh, I've done all the work besides the last 4 days. And I'm just like, skip. And that was mate, looking back now, blokes don't do that shit for 3 months. They just get on a bike and they'll be fine. Where I was like, fringe player, do it, everything. Got to do more, you know? Anyway, I just never forget getting out there and everyone's had, and they changed the deck. They go, fuck, we couldn't get the deck from
quick deck.
We're going to Freo now to do
heavy 10.
And we're like, well, yeah, we're going from a fucking good 4 to a heavy 9. I'm going, you got to be joking. I'm thinking about what shoes do I wear?
Jesus fucking Christ, got the screw ins on.
And mate, so it started, and I've just gone out like a,
bullet a gate.
And I remember running it and thinking, fucking, I hope I beat this time. And I beat.
What did you nick round in?
That one was like, I think it was a 10-10 or a 10:07 or something. It was one of my quickest I'd done.
That's quick.
It was fucking lightning when I look back. My best was 9:57 at draft camp, and that's an Etihad, like a hard 7
not
on
only
the outside.
that, you're 65 kegs ringing wet.
Yeah, exactly right. And and this is obviously with what's occurred and the nerves and
That's a good performance. You've put up a good performance.
Everyone went backwards. So I remember Ross. I never forget.
So was there like a standard deviation?
Yeah, well, 50% of the group didn't pass the time they did pre-Christmas. And I'll never forget. It was like he was trying to catch. It was like they were trying to. Well,
catch you.
Ross was really. He was like, stand up and stand over here if you didn't beat your time. And I reckon 70% of the group went there. And I could just see him like ready to eye me off. And he goes, stand over here if you beat your time. And I just remember beating it by 2 seconds. He just walked over there. Let's go. And I'll never get the look, and he's just looking at me like so disappointed because I could just see that spray coming.
No, because you were going to be the one
just going to cop the whole brunt of it.
Oh man, same thing.
Blokes like you is why this 70, and I just remember going,
oh,
it was like the biggest. And we went over there, and it wasn't too much of an issue after that. But that's another sliding door moment where you could be playing twos all year.
Well, mate, so
that was talk about pressure.
The starting midfield at Sydney in 2011, I think all of them missed their time. First session back for 2012 season, we win the flag.
It's no correlation, is there?
It's like guys are gonna do the work. Like, you don't need, like, obviously being fit then helps because training standards are up, all that. But also, it's the longest preseason in world sport.
Mm. Well, they've cut, and since we've played, they've
we're
extended
old.
it. Yeah, we're old. We're dinosaurs with the preseasons now. But the boys don't come back till Jan now. Can you imagine me and you coming back in Jan?
Oh, mate.
I probably wouldn't have
lasted.
You would have had 6 years. I would have had 7. 2 years off it.
Mate, I would have had some serious.
Or maybe it's the other way. Boys just get bored and train harder.
Well, I mean,
it's a much better decision.
So good for the mental. Like, think about how jaded you are in fucking August.
Well, you fill the buckets up of life, family, friends, and then you're like, I've had enough of that. I'm ready to just put my head down and get to work for 20, 30 weeks, 30, 40 weeks.
It's a sprint. I don't care what anyone says. You are, as soon as you're in those doors, footy's flat.
Yeah.
And you are going.
Yeah, it's just, that's all we know and that's all we do, except for that day off. And that might even be a recovery. So we've just given everyone an idea of what it's like to be a fringe player and the little things that go on outside.
Yeah.
And they're great. They are great.
Don't get me wrong. But like, one thing I was going to say back there, I reckon having been a fringe player and not gotten what I wanted out of it, and now and then like a couple of years after kind of working out that it was going to be okay, that's made me okay at what I do now.
Does that left that drive inside you?
I work just as hard, if not harder, than what I did when I played. But I also remember how we were talking about that, like almost not caring.
Yeah,
I've got like I've got like I know I work hard, and I'm kind of happy with whatever will happen.
Got the balance right with everything else.
So it's like the complete opposite of footy. I like worked hard, but then I was so in my head about it working out. So when I play, I get now I'm just like in the flow state. It's the best. Yeah,
the blue head thinking.
Yeah, we love it.
That's awesome, mate. No, it's great. It is fucking. It's good, and it's good to hear, and it's good to see. I mean, we're gonna touch on the Logie later on, but
God.
like you see the Logie and just being a larrikin you are, and such a funny man. I love being around. It's just you look on TV, and it is quite inspiring for a lot of people and a lot of your friends, and it's a good recognition. Like you say, you don't get to reflect until you talk about yourself on a podcast.
Yeah,
you
which is awkward.
You receive an award like that. Well, going now. When was the last time you received an award before a Logie?
Must have been at school, man.
Yeah, You don't get much after 18.
14 years, I reckon. Yeah.
And that's a great moment.
Oh, mate, it was so fucked. Because, like, I didn't want to put the moz on myself. So, like, I hadn't written a speech or anything and I was nervous. And so I'm having a few beers and stuff. And I reckon I knew about a minute before they announced it because every single camera in the room comes around and they're all like, and I'm like, fuck. And I've kind of had a look over my shoulder because like Mel Bracewell's over there.
Second favourite.
I came home with a wet sail in terms of the odds too. I'm good mates with Jill or Cotton Andy Allen and stuff and they like tweeted about it and then like.
The market mover.
Market moved. And because I also had that thing where I lost my shit at Fed Square with the Socceroos.
Yeah.
Lost my shit. And then, so like basically in the last week, I moved like.
That's awesome.
I moved from like $4 outsider to like $1.30 favourite.
Oh, it's just jump on.
Okay, yeah, get home. So anyway, so you've got all that. I've had a look over. There's Mel Bracewell. She's there was just significantly less cameras there, and I'm like, look, I don't want to say it. And then like everyone around the table's like looking at me like this. I'm like, oh my God. Like then I got a pit in my stomach because like, oh my God, I think it's going to happen. And then I'm like, fuck, who do I thank? What do I say? So then I was like, oh shit. Executive producers of the show, the other hosts, give Mel a nod. But then the first fucking thing I do, I've got the Logie in my hand. So I win, obviously. Yeah, fucking Bob's your Uncle Fanny's your arm. Up I'm walking, looking like I'm from the 70s in a fucking purple suit, a mullet, moustache. Up I go, I've got the Logie in hand. Actually, no, the first thing I did, before I said any of that, I don't know where this came from. I like look over at Justin Stevens, who's just been announced as the new head of news, so brand new boss, and I've just started negotiating my contract. Okay, mate, negotiations are back on, mate. With a Logie in it. So anyway, so all of this happens, hilarity ensues, blah, blah, blah. You'll ask me questions, whatever. So the next morning, I hop in a ride with Costa. You know Costa, from the gardening Costa from ABC, from Gardening Australia. Icon. I hop in a cab with him. We get to the airport. Out we get. Out of the car in front of us gets Hamish Blake.
Yeah.
He's got a silver and a gold Logie. So you've got the gold there. You've got my one there, which is like the best new. So it's like you're on that path basically, and then he's like where I'm going. He's got the gold, so we just we go through security and we're trying to have a look because we want to see what the Logies look like going through. They look fucking weird. Is that a sex toy? I don't know. Anyway, through we go. And I'm sitting down like, we'll get a photo. So we get a photo with like our Logies, which is a weird sentence. We're there like that. And I get a call from management. Hello. Yeah, we've just got a call from the ABC. They've given you a bump. They've given me a pay bump. 12 hours.
Oh,
12 hours.
Brilliant. That is exactly what you want.
12 hours.
Hey, you put it out there.
Pay bump, mate.
That's one of my questions. Did you get the pay rise? You got it. You got it. Fucking
it was, good. Mate, but there I was. I'm like, I've got this. Like, it's so weird. Wasn't sinking in. He's got the gold. And we got them out. I'm like hanging out with Hamish, who's a fucking legend.
Funny man. Funny
guy. Costa's there. I've just won a Logie. I don't know what's going on. And then I get the call, I get the paper. I'm like,
the trifecta.
Can you stop? I just need to stop right now. Hang the boots up. But mate, it's so good. So I've got the Logie just sitting next to the TV at home.
Oh,
which is a power play.
Yeah. Mate, have a sit on the couch.
Oh, yeah, Marv. Taking the Vista. But anyway, whenever we so like, obviously it's awesome, but like, as you know, with anything, you don't do anything for that shit. Like you do it.
Yeah, that's just a reward.
But it's kind of fucking nice to have one now. So anyway, like it's a great way to end a conversation if someone's getting on top of you in a bit of back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just send a photo and I'll just be like, I'm right, you're wrong. Or I'll just like someone will say, something about the TV. They're like, fuck yeah, how good was that episode of like Game of Thrones or something? And I'll just slowly get up and pick the Logie up and have a look at it and just be like, so my housemate's name's David. I'll be like, See, Dave, the thing about TV is, as a Logie winner, I fucking hate it.
there's not much you can come back
Well,
with.
what do you say?
Yeah, like you could be so wrong and just take a selfie. No, I'm right.
Yeah,
It's fucking great.
It's so
and
good.
that's the old, we go back to footy, you'd just be like, how many flags you won?
yeah, I know.
And when you haven't won one, you fucking just
Mate,
shut
what
up
do you
and go,
say?
yeah, you're
Yeah,
right, I'm
yeah,
wrong. Because
that's
you're
good.
one of a successful 22 and I didn't get a gig. But
yeah, I did.
now you got
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Cheers. Now I'm going to go cry.
yeah. You win again. I don't know why, but now you got the Logie.
Yeah, I know. I've got the Logie. And
How heavy? Is it heavy?
heavier than you think. You could really do some fucking damage
It
with
looks
that.
pure.
Mate, so you know the funny thing about the Logies, right? I genuinely didn't really enjoy the night because like there's so many air kisses and like everyone just acts like they know each other. So
What's
it's
an
like,
air kisser? Oh,
you know, oh, so great. Such a big fan. Love you. And you're like, you don't know who I am. And I don't know who you are.
They're jumping on.
No. But like everyone's doing this to everyone, right? It's just a big fucking circle jerk, you know? Like everyone's just like.
Getting around everyone.
Yeah, because it's like, loved your show, loved this. Like, I've never seen you before in my life. But anyway, after I won, right, so you go out the back, you do like press and stuff, and you come back around, and it's like the Brownlow. They like they shut the doors off while the telecast is on, so like they don't have people milling around. So we're all out there waiting. And keep in mind, I have no idea who anyone is. So my technique was to be really gracious to everyone. But like people are coming up to me because I'm.
Yeah, you
You got nowhere to fucking put. Yeah, you got nowhere to put the Logie.
Oh, so you're just holding it.
You're just walking around with it. Mate, I nearly lost it like 5 times because I put it down and I'm pretty pissed by the end of the night.
Yeah.
So off I go, and then someone's like, "Don't, Tony, mate, don't forget your Logie." I'm like, "Yeah, that's right." Anyway, so I'm walking around and people are coming up. Oh, congratulations! Is everything? I'm so, oh, thanks. It's really kind from you. I really appreciate it. Blah blah. And the only person I knew in my category was Mel Bracewell. And anyway, so this guy comes up. So, oh, Tony, mate, congratulations. Really deserving winner. I'm like, oh, mate, stand alone. Thanks, mate. Meant so much. Really appreciate it. Pregnant pause. I was actually nominated against you, mate. I'm like, thanks, mate. Yeah. Better luck next year.
And you
Don't know what it is still.
Oh, really? Just come
No
up
idea.
Oh, that's gold. And nor should you, really.
No, but like this is the thing. It's like, who the fuck is everyone? Like, what the fuck is with it?
I can visualize him just going, come on, mate, you know who I am.
No, like pregnant pause. I'm like, and I'm like,
Look
with a Logie.
Look at this thing. It fucking looks good, doesn't it?
Mate, and the other one. So I've got no.
Work harder, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, work.
Fuck, that's fast. So you don't know who it is. We've got to hunt that bloke down.
Oh fuck!
It's got to be one of how many nominations were there?
I don't know.
I remember throwing you up on Instagram. Just like, vote for this bloke.
I genuinely don't know.
That's fucking
Anyway, and like on that, so keeping in mind what I've just told you, how I had no idea who anyone was. I'm back at the table at one point, and there's someone sitting next to me that I didn't recognize because they hadn't been sitting next to me, but I just assume that they are someone of importance. So I'm talking to them like, hey, you know.
Giving them everything.
I just, because I don't know who they are. They could be this woman, she could have been the kingmaker. She could be the person who taps you on the shoulder and goes, you have a limited series and it's yours. Like, you just don't know. And not that that's why I'm being nice to these people. I'm just being nice because I'm just assuming everyone is going to be nice back. Anyway, I'm talking to this person. And I didn't realize this. But this person goes, can you just, like, I'm just a seat filler. Stop talking to. I'm like, what? Like, I'm just a seat filler.
What do you mean?
So when the ad breaks are on, and if like that seat isn't filled by the time they get back, they come and sit down.
Oh, you're
So I've got no fucking idea who this is. can you just stop?
Giving you nothing?
I'm just a seat filler.
A seat filler. I've never heard anything like it.
I mean, fuck. I mean,
So their job is to come out and fill the seat for TV so it looks
so it looks full.
That's gold.
And there I am, just trying to be a nice fella,
Yeah.
and they shut me down.
Oh, mate, you know what? That's a reflection on them. You're the Logie winner. Did you get the Logie out?
I don't think I had it at this point. It's
Oh,
all a
it's
bit of
early
a
in the
blur.
night.
It's all a bit of a blur, if I'm being honest. I nearly missed me limo too because I was down at the pub with my mate having a few beers and I got a few distressed calls because like they were waiting out the front. So I had to run back to the QT, run upstairs, and they're all staring at me. I'm in like me Birkenstocks, pair of shorts, bucket hat. I'm just like, sorry. Yeah. Down I
I
come.
remember seeing your interview in the morning. You wouldn't have had a wink of sleep. Why do they do the interview so? Is it you'd know? Do they have to do that so they can turn them around for the night?
I was pretty dirty on that because I had a day off. I'd taken the day off, so that was in me leave.
Yeah.
And I could hear him banging on me door.
Because I was speaking to Cripper, he won his Brownlow.
I had Cripper on
did you?
News Brekkie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just won a Brownlow. Give him the next morning.
You know
sleep.
what? He's still going to be a Brownlow medalist one day later. This is what I was saying. I'm like, the Logies going nowhere, fellas.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back to News Brekkie the next day. We'll have it on set.
I just think they should give you a day to celebrate because I remember just looking at him on TV. I'm going, mate, he's had minimum an hour sleep because he's had no choice. Like, you're going at 4 or 5 a.m. to celebrate, and then you got interviews at 6 till like 11.
And like the other thing about that is as well with like the Brownlow, like I get that there's big money and there's stuff that you've got to do. Like there's not at the ABC, but there's at like a major network, at a major commercial network. There's big partners and sponsors and all that kind of stuff. But like Cripper is the leader of the Carlton Footy Club, who have huge sponsorship money associated with them. I'm like protecting the brand by actually not putting him up.
Yeah.
I'm giving him and not saying, and he was fine, like he was great, as everyone always is. They might look dusty, but they're still.
Well, you're always going to look tired and not your best because you've had no sleep. I just remember watching and going, geez, I'd love that person that wins to get a cracker night with it, which they do, but then get the sleep in the morning, then punch
wake up,
punch
have
them
a
out.
couple, have a couple more beers, and then
do the Arvo shift.
Yeah, 100%. But anyway, it was a good night.
So you got the early. So what time was yours? Yours was 6 a.m. as well, wasn't it?
Nah, so I ended up only going on air. They tried to get me at 7:50, and I was like, don't
even dare.
No.
Where were you at the front? Were you in the bucket hat in the interview?
Nah, I had a hood on.
Hoodie on, that's right.
I was like,
yeah.
I was like, yeah, look, things have been better. I clearly don't really want to be.
What time did you wrap up the Logie?
About 1:30, yeah.
Yeah, 1:30. It's a good one, that. You always minimise the time anyway.
Well, 1:30 what?
Was it a great night? Like, did you?
Mate, it was so much fun. And like, I was really lucky. So I had one of my best mates up there. We snuck him in.
Yeah, seat filler.
Well, mate, no, the best thing was about halfway through. So like basically because I was a person of interest, like I was nominated for something, there's a bit of buzz around me. Like I could have done anything.
Yeah.
There's the hats again.
These caps, they're
flying around. They're flying around.
That's right. Caps.com.au.
Caps.com.au.
The home of headwear.
And they feel really sturdy as well.
Elite.
They'll protect your head. And we've of course got the RIXX Eyewear there as well. That looks great.
The Milwaukee tools.
Don't worry about the Milwaukee tools. Now, I know we'll get to that later, but I'm the kind of guy who could do with a few more tools in his life.
Oh, well, and yeah, you're right. And be, and understand how to use them all.
Yeah, maybe that first. But where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So you get this like gold VIP like entry thing. And so I didn't need that because for once in my life, my gold entry thing was my face. And it's never been my face before. I've always been, I'm with Cripper.
Yeah,
I'm his mate.
At the nightclub, see those tall blokes?
Yeah. I'm with them.
And I've got to get them in. Yeah. And I'm with them.
For once, I was the guy, right? Anyway, I did all that, but I've given Ben, it was like one of the Willy Wonka's golden tickets, right? So I was just like, mate, bring a tux up. And about halfway through the night, slap that thing over and no one will look twice at you. You'll just walk straight through. And he did. And so my mate's there, and then I've got Dylan Alcott, who's a real good mate, and Andy Allen as well, who were all up there. So Andy's show MasterChef got up as well, and Dylan, ironically, was the one who won my award before me. So it was just good to have the boys.
Yeah, that's epic.
There together. So yeah, like we just went back to some of the parties, and then because like every network has its own parties.
Oh, the individual parties afterwards.
Yeah. Yes.
No big one where they all merge.
No. So everyone kind of has a network that they go, like generally you go to the networks that you go to, but because the ABC's taxpayer money, they don't have one. That wouldn't be a good look on just going and getting pissed up on,
especially when you've just announced your negotiation.
Especially when I've just cost them a bit more cash. Yeah. I mean, up on the spiritual home of the Logies, the Gold Coast.
There's plenty to do.
There's plenty to, but so I was back at the Channel 10 after party with Andy and Dill and my mate Ben Johnson. Yeah,
That's brilliant.
yeah. It was so good, and like you said, like not something that I would ever stop and pause to reflect. But on the flight back to Melbourne, I was like, far out. That's like, it's pretty cool, having all that stuff kind of happen in a pretty quick period of time.
Yeah, no, it's great. And one thing I really loved, which I'd like to talk about now, but like the impact the Taylor family have had on you and your life.
Oh,
and
mate.
you mentioning BT up there would have been a special moment for both of you. Like, do you want to touch on what the Taylor family, you know, you're good mates with Ryan, obviously,
Yep.
BT's oldest son. Where did you meet the Taylors and how much have they done for you growing up?
Boarding school. So I went to Assumption College. That's where BT and Tanya's kids went. And basically Ryan and I hit it off. We're in the same year level, Ryan being BT's eldest. And yeah, like I used to stay at their place probably three of every 4 weekends. I'd just be there, played footy at Riddles Creek.
I reckon, I must have been under 16s and I was playing under 12s, and we used to love watching the 16s because it was just so quick and everyone was so good. And you've come down and everyone was like, this guy's a fucking superstar. They're like, who is he? Like, BT's brought him down.
Yeah, I know. So BT built me in a lab or something, you know.
Where's he got this bloke from?
I know. Well, because we were so bad, and I remember. So in my first, I played 2 years. I played like 15 games over the 2 years. The first year I was there, they hadn't won a game, and I come down. I'm playing like Dali or something like that. And I mean, I can't count that high, but I've had over 50.
Easy.
And I've kicked like 3 or 4 and we've won. And they're like, they treat me like I'm Nelson Mandela. They're like, no, mate, you're going to solve the world, mate. Like, you're the king. And then I came back the next year and like, because I think we were a young team. You know how like, you kind of went in cycles in 14s, like when you had the majority of your players who were younger, it was a huge difference. Like, so they were 15 playing in the 16s, and then when you had them 16 in the 16s, we won the flag. And we even won the flag. We had like a head count at halftime or something, and we had one too many on, so they wiped our score, but we still fucking won.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like it was awesome. Won a flag with Ryan, which was sick. But that was only because of BT and Tanya opening their doors to me. And yeah, like I remember BT would give me pointers and tips, like once I got on an AFL list, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I was never really near the ball when I played, but fuck, he made it seem like I had 40 every time, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You just mention when you're on screen, you know.
It's
like,
great. It's just great how he looks after the boys he knows.
Oh, man. And so, like, he didn't even tell me, but he flew Ryan over for my first game. So I played against Freo. In 2010. We got spanked in round 1. But I look up in the stands, I'm warming up. There's Ryan. Like, just shit like that, right? And then professionally now, like, he was one of the ones who gave me my big, like just nudged the door open for me. Like, and he would always say, like, he did nothing, like I still walked through it in classic BT style,
very
right?
humble man.
Mate, the stuff he does for people away, and he would hate the fact that we're talking like this. He'd hate it. But like, so I started doing some commentary with some special comments. That's how I got my start in media. I did special comments on Indigenous radio. I did it for a couple of weeks, and there's this guy at Indigenous radio called Barry Denner. Now, Barry Denner calls on Triple M, often calls a BT. Now, and much is in my nature, I didn't want to call BT and ask him for anything. I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to throw him out. I wanted to wait until I felt like I was fucking ready to go.
Comfortable, yeah.
All that kind of stuff. Anyway, I get a call from BT, kind of out of the blue, and I missed it, so I call him back, and he goes, Tony, mate, this is Lee Simon's number. You need to call him and have a chat and tell him about commentary and tell him that you're doing it at Indigenous radio, but just call him. And anyway, I've got no idea who Lee Simon is at this point. I then called Barry Denner because I was like, because you know how BT can be pretty quick on the phone?
Yeah.
You know, bing, bang, bong, gone.
They don't muck around the older lads, do they?
No, they just get it done and they're on to the next one. So I call Barry Denner and I go Baz, like, who's Lee Simon? He's like, that guy started that guy started football commentary on FM radio. He started it at Triple M.
Oh, he's the OG.
He's like the godfather, right? And so I've called Lee Simon and I'm not going to try to do his voice, but he's just got this like, you know, like big kind of larger than life. He said, Tony, well, BT told me to give all that kind of like, just, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. So we organise a meeting. And you know when you leave a meeting that you didn't realise was a job interview? So I've like sat down and had a chat with him in Triple M studios in South Melbourne. And I've walked out and then I've realised, he was cross-examining me, like seeing if I could tell a yarn, seeing if I was quick, seeing if I was sharp, seeing what my game knowledge was. But he was doing it just kind of subtly asking questions. Anyway, a week later, I've got my first Triple M gig as a special comments guy. All the while at Indigenous Radio, and got to give Peter Cardamone, Ron Rogers, Andrew Underwood, the guy who the guy who runs Indigenous Radio, and Barry Denner, all a huge shout because they helped mold me as well. But it was BT who opened the door to commercials. And then, so I knock it out of the park in my first one. I just kill it. I just had a natural flair for it.
Special comments?
Just special comments.
What game was it?
Oh, fuck.
It doesn't
North
matter.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
It was like a shitty time slot.
Yeah.
But it was Triple M. Anyway, I get a call from Lee on the Monday and he's like, Tony, he's like, your ears been burning or something like that. And I'm like, just want to know how I went after feedback, right?
We love the feedback.
And he goes, mate, you were great. But he goes, you know, you don't have to be bloody Albert Einstein to realise you didn't have the on-field career to last as a special comments guy. You know, next year, Nick Rewalt might retire and he'll walk straight into that slot you just did. So he's like, you need to learn how to commentate, not just do specials. And so I kept working at my craft on Indigenous Radio. He kept giving me gigs doing specials. And then the next year, so I started commentating properly on Indigenous Radio. And then the next year, I got my first crack on Triple M doing play-by-play. So that took me about a year from start to finish to get from Indigenous Radio to calling on Triple M. And it was Richmond West Coast 2v3 here at the MCG in front of, there was like 85,000. It was the biggest game of the year. It was like Richmond had been going shit and then they won like 9 in a row and West Coast were like second on the ladder. They were dominating and they come over and it's this huge match. And like in that I became the first Indigenous person to commentate on commercial radio. So like first ever.
That's awesome.
As play-by-play. But that's all down to BT opening the door. And then like from there, so BT opening the door, Andrew Underwood supporting me to keep giving me games at Indigenous Radio. And then from there, I get the Yokai Footy contract to host that alongside Bianca Hunt. And I did it next to Megan Waters. And then the ABC come knocking. But like all of it stemmed from right back there. So that's why on fucking Logie night, like he was like 30 metres away, like straight in front and centre. And I was just like, had to. How could you not?
That was awesome.
But yeah, I mean, BT especially would hate hearing that. But yeah, like so, and not just professionally, but just as a person, he's been so great. And yeah, I know, you know as well, like we've both been lucky to have that family in our life. They hate this kind of attention, except Geordie. Geordie loves it. Yeah. So we won't mention him. No, we won't mention Geordie.
He's ears right now. He's smiling. He's probably in the mines in WA going, I got to mention.
He's loving it.
There you go, Geordie. Big mention.
Yeah, cop that, mate.
Jesse, Harry, we'll give you some plug as well.
Yeah, and RT as well. But yeah, just such a beautiful family, and yeah, we'll forever be in their debt.
Nah, it's well said, man. And you've literally painted that beautifully because it is. it is so insightful to understand the opportunities and how you've just got to nail them, and then all of a sudden it does just open up, and one thing turns to the next, and another thing opens up, and then all of a sudden you're winning a Logie. And everyone's always going, and you've worked your ass off.
Yeah, but that's happened overnight.
Yeah. Now you've worked your ass, and I haven't even touched on the commentary. We can do that another time. But the amount of work and refining of the craft of just calling games and education with players, and maybe that wasn't what you wanted to do. So you're like, I've got to work at it, and then
I've just got to do it.
Yeah, got to do it. It's my job, and do it with passion like you do, and have that natural flair mixed in and be different. And then, as you said, like to become the first Indigenous caller on commercial radio is a huge achievement. That's history,
Yeah,
that's something you wouldn't really think about until you brings up. That's history.
Yeah, I never think about it, but it's still kind of like, whoa, when I say it.
It's massive, mate. It's massive.
Yeah, I mean, so
and you're 32. We're only just fucking getting started,
just getting going, baby.
The future's bright.
Oh, it's bright for us, boys. No, but yeah, like it's all that kind of stuff. And like now it's like crazy, right? Because I was doing jobs that like I hated doing.
What were some of the jobs that you hated? Like, when you finished footy, were you doing anything that was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Oh, mate, I was working in like fucking advertising. I was working for Sports Ready. Like, I loved the people, but it just wasn't me.
Yeah, great companies and people, but just wasn't what you wanted.
Just wasn't what I wanted to do. But then even like, calling 3 games of footy on a weekend, like you're not partying, you're not doing anything, and like you're not earning any money either because the Indigenous radio, it's bloody community. It's community radio. So there's not bloody, everyone assumes there's these mega bucks involved. Mate, it's barely filling the car up, after tax. So you're doing that. You're doing the jobs no one wants to do. But then now it's like I'm in a position where I say no to like 80%, 85% of the things that come in. And then I don't even say yes to the other 15%. I then say maybe because I'm like, the wheel completely shifts.
And it's fantastic. It's a great way to do it as well. Like work, it's a bit like an apprenticeship.
100%.
You work so hard for no coin, but that experience is a lifetime's worth if you continue with it.
Well, it's pretty funny as well. And you know what this is like. It's like, it's kind of like the better you're doing, in like inverted commas, it's like the more opportunity that comes. Like, cause I've got management now, and I'm actually earning these guys some dough.
Who are they?
So Liberty Artist Management.
I apologise for not going through them. Straight through to the artist.
No, mate. Well, the thing is here, I actually knew that this was going to be a love job.
Yeah. There's no payment involved.
No.
They would have arraigned me.
No, he doesn't have any time. Maybe try back in 2025. But like the thing is, like now, I'm saying no to all this stuff. Because like I've got the choice, but I was like, fuck. Like I thought that, you work hard, you establish yourself, and then it's like, gets a bit easier. No, you're working harder again because all these awesome opportunities come in, and then you get excited by them, and they're like sick opportunities. So like you want to do them. But you're like, far out, I need 28 hours a day.
Yeah, you can't burn yourself out as well.
No, yeah, but like all of us, you want it all to happen now. So like, patience isn't a virtue, Like,
no, it's not. It's hard to be patient.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know if I've got patience.
It's not a virtue.
Well, ambition. Like, it's like I could drive an ambition, and people say be patient. I'm like, if I wait, it won't happen.
Yeah, someone will go past me.
What is the, I've got it at the end there, but I might as well ask again, what is the goals for you now if you have set them? You've just won that Logie. What do you want to achieve in life? We talk about it again at football clubs, the short-term, long-term goals, and the long-term goals would be very ambitious, premierships, Brownlows, all Australians.
300 games, whatever it might be.
Visualise it and it'll happen. In your media career now, like what is the goal for you? Or haven't you really sat down and set it?
No, look, I think for one of them, it'll probably be have a production company. So you can pay yourself twice, baby.
Well, Rolln Media over here. Just buy the great man out. And a big shout out to Rolln Media because it's the 100th episode inside the van.
Episode inside the van.
So, Braden, congratulations.
Yeah, Braden.
I can't thank you enough, mate, because since meeting you, you've made this a pleasure. So thanks for everything you've done. And congratulations, mate. 100 episodes inside the Rolln Media van.
And it's also got to be said that this is the most innovative way to do it. We won't say where we are, but my house is literally just there. Like which is kind of weird. You get the call to go to the podcast and you leave your home and you walk 3 steps and then you hop in a van. Sounds a bit bloody sinister.
It does. It's a unique one for people to kind of understand. When they get in, But when they get in, they say the exact same thing. You go, and it's always off air because we're setting up.
Yeah.
Fuck, how good's this?
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. Could do with some aircon, but we'll get there.
I haven't thought about that. Summer is around the corner.
Summer is around the corner. We are both overdressed though. But what were we talking about?
Goals. So production company's one.
Yeah, so production company. I want to get into So like I'm already doing it. Like writing my own kind of scripted, like comedy and drama stuff. That's probably the next step, getting away from newsy stuff and getting more, going more down the entertainment path. Like that doesn't mean I'll say goodbye to news, but it's getting into those other areas more. Like I love going on like panel shows and I love just talking shit and having fun.
Yeah, you're so natural at it.
You know, I'm lucky to be in a position where I'll at least get the meetings. You know, like now I'll get the meeting, whereas it's near on impossible to get a meeting if you're a no one.
Yeah.
You know, so not a no one, but you know what I mean? Like, if you're someone without...
You 4 years ago.
Yeah. If you're me 4 years ago, I'm not getting those meetings. They're going, what the fuck? He's just an ex-footballer who's got no idea what he wants to do. So he's shooting out in every direction.
Yeah.
Now... I mean,
bring the Logie.
Yeah, I think I will. How do you say no to that, motherfucker?
I reckon just put it underneath the chair and just at the end go, mate, what do you think of this?
Mate, I was thinking the other day, I got
as you said, it's a power move.
I got some feedback the other day at not the other day, it was maybe like 2-3 weeks after the Logies, and it was just like your performance review, because you get performance reviewed at the ABC, and I was like, fucking hell, like don't need this. You got to be kidding. Performance fucking review. Most popular new talent, mate. That's a popular vote. You know what that means? Australia fucking voted. And Australia says, you're going all right, son. Fucking hell. I sound like a fucking megalomaniac. And I'm not. But I was. Right. But that thought did cross my mind.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I did.
Process. Got to keep the process.
I'd be lying if I didn't say, give me a fucking spell.
Yeah.
You're kidding. It'd be like Nat Fife, right? He's just on Brownlow number 2, and he gets the call to go in for the fucking Monday. Just go in with Charlie around your neck and go, what do you reckon, mate? The target's on my back. All right.
The hard one, wouldn't it? But giving them feedback while they got the
I know. And like generally speaking, coaches are the ones who kind of play like 120 games. Maybe 90 games. Good footy minds, but like...
Unless they're Vossi.
Yeah, no, but like generally speaking, like it's very rare that like the coaches are the absolute...
Yeah.
Stars. Lee Matthews probably an exception, but you know...
There's always exceptions.
Yeah.
No, you're right. That's funny, yeah.
And then
the performance review after winning a Logie.
Yeah,
surely they just skipped that meeting.
I'm like, come on, guys. I mean, we've talked about how frustrated we get with schedules that are extended out what they need. I've still got a bit of that. This meeting could have been an email that I wouldn't have read anyway. You know?
Archive it.
Oh, fuck, mate. I'm so bad with the emails.
I hate emails. I mean, they're so valuable actually to get it on paper, but I love a call. But then nothing gets action, so you just have to email.
Do you know what's funny? You've probably noticed that calls don't go through to me.
Yeah, you hate a call.
I've got do not disturb on at all times.
I get through. I was saying this the other day.
No, you double.
Yeah, I double.
Oh, no, you double. See, some people are just relentless. Some people... Cut this, yeah. Because anyone listening, cut this. Raz, can we cut this? I don't want my do not. Nah, leave it in.
Do not disturb people. If there's anyone out there, just fucking call them twice and it works a treat. I got Griffin, Logan, Matt Tabernar religiously do not disturb when they're on holidays. I'm like, boys, fucking turn it off.
Mate, I am do not disturb. But the best thing is like I've got 3 agents. They all work at Liberty. Sean, Catherine, and Eloise. They're all in my favourites. Mum's in my favourites too. And that's it.
Just the 4.
So literally...
Oh, so favourites means it comes through.
Favourites means it comes straight through.
Oh, geez, there you go. I'm not in Tabs and Griff's favourites then.
Cop that.
Fucking hell.
Oh, sorry, mate. I'm sorry, mate. It's all right. Do you want to get in mine?
Put me in for a week.
I'll put you in right
You'll
now.
Get rid of me next week.
Yeah, fucking oath I will, but I'll get you in right now.
That's hilarious. I didn't know that.
But
There's a loophole. But
the thing being, it's like... So people at work have realised if they want to get on to me...
They need to be in the favourites.
No. They call
They go there.
Yeah, they have to go there to come to me.
Oh, your managers are working overtime.
Not enough. Harder. No, but it's just because like the reason I got them was because I was at this point where like I was kind of like breaking through and stuff. Things were happening, but like I couldn't organise a kick in a karate fight, and like I'd forget. Like I forgot this was on. You called me this morning.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. I've spoken to other people about this. It's overwhelming. You can't do your job if you've got so much going on.
And if I've got other people doing that, it allows me, and I'm happy to pay the lick because it means that when you do your actual work, you're not spending time doing admin. I'm doing my work.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. And you can do it well.
Well, that's the point. You don't want to be sitting there doing your work, doing your admin, doing all this, and just getting lost, and then doing a 3/4 job on something. I hate that.
No. And some people like the other way. They don't want to be the talent. They want to be behind the scenes and working their ass off, setting up people's day with their calendars and whatnot. So, yeah, shout out to the management group for doing such a great job. And,
yeah, I will. Liberty Artist Management.
There you go, man. That's great. Now we go to the... we've gone through what's next. I've got some random questions here before we get to some... This is my favourite part, to be honest, besides from the great stories, but just giving back. You don't come on Tommy Talks here at American Aces and you walk home with something. You don't come here and you leave empty-handed.
Mate, we need you on a commercial network, being a radio shock jock, doing those...
Well, me and you were to do one, but you've just... I think we had a discussion. This is how quick you've moved. We've gone from going just to an NFL podcast.
Sorry,
mate.
Went,
I go... I
don't know if that's symbiotic anymore, mate. I think it's more parasitic. Yeah,
you won the logo. Go, fuck, we're gonna do that NFL show.
Get him out of the favourites. Yeah,
he's moved on. That's brilliant. Now, random questions. Here we go.
Go.
They're just random ones here. Tommy's 10 on me, Colin, but I think there's only 9 today. What's the? Forgot to put another one in there. Braden, have you got one for me? What's your advice to those out there?
Okay, my advice to those out there is, and it's easy to say this when you've kind of established yourself, but once you find like once you start loving yourself and are happy with who you are and find something that you love and are open to possibilities within that. So rather than being so strict about, I have to be doing this, that, the other, you're just happy to be doing that and you have aptitude to it, the world's going to be your oyster.
Oh, that's powerful.
Like find that spot in the middle where you love yourself, you're doing something you love, and you've got aptitude at that thing. Things will work out. They might not work out. Fuck, I didn't think I'll be getting up at Sparrowfart doing news breakfast. That was never on the bingo card. I love it, and it's been good for me, and I'm enjoying it, and I've got like self-peace, like inner peace. It's the best.
It's brilliant. On the flip side, what's the worst advice you've received in your life so far? We all cop this in footy. If you work really hard at something, it will work out. It doesn't always work out.
It doesn't always work out. I'm not saying don't work hard. I'm just saying
don't believe in it.
No, like don't just fucking like
don't expect it to happen from hard work.
It takes more than hard work.
It's great advice.
You know, because like literally every single autobiography you've read about an AFL footballer, I worked hard and it paid off. So yeah,
that's a given, isn't it?
What about everything else?
Yeah.
It's decent dose of luck, decent dose of timing.
Timing is so important.
Timing,
and if you don't get it, you're under the next one. But geez, it makes a big difference.
It makes a big difference.
But that hard work thing is something that I've doing these podcasts, speaking to great people, and whether it's sport, business, life, whatever, and if they are successful, you always ask them, "What is it?" And one of the many things, it's work my fucking ass off.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, exactly. I'm
saying, but if people out there don't work hard and think it's gonna, there's no chance. So that's on the flip side.
Yep.
But you're saying hard work's just the start.
Yeah, that's better put. So it's like hard work doesn't equal success is what I'm saying, and what everyone hears is hard work does equal success. No, it's just one of the parts to it.
One part to many. Now, you played at three footy clubs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was 3. The Pies, the Swans, and Adelaide. Swans is your favourite?
Yep. grew up barracking for them.
Oh, so you've grew up barracking for them?
Had the best time when I was playing there. Probably still have the most mates.
Yeah, I saw a photo of you and the boys on the weekend. It would have been a hard weekend. I've been there when I was at the Giants and Freo, losing grand finals, being a part of it, but obviously watching. And it was a tough day for the Swans. It
was a tough day for the Swans and very out. I was going to say off brand, but I
no, I know what you mean.
Out of character for them to lose a big game by that much. And I back that group in. They're a great bunch of kids, and they are kids at the Swans.
Yeah, young list.
I back them in to bounce back, but we've seen it happen before where a big loss like that rocks a team and rocks their inner belief. And I'm backing the Swans in for that not to happen. However, it's on the cards, isn't it?
We spoke about this. History says that the teams that get beat by a margin as great as it was, I think it's like 70 or something, so don't quote me, but it's above, it's whatever they had, didn't win a final the next year.
Well, see,
no one's ever done it.
So there you go.
But like you, I back that culture in to really, that history counts for nothing, as they say. I reckon they can prove that one wrong. But but it's a big one to come back from.
Well, because, and like everyone goes, well, last year has no impact. Well, it does. Even if it's mental scars.
Well, we were minor premiers. Next year we were 0-10. And we lost to Hawthorn in a prelim. So we've gone from being top 4 to 0-10. But in saying that, they're young, very young. And touching on Sydney, what a fucking great year they had. Let's just forget the granny, but what an amazing year. There's some of the players and things that
how
they've
good's
done.
Chad Warner?
Chad Warner's a star. I said it's a bit big call, but, mate, he'll win a Brownlow.
100%, mate. He kicked 2 goals.
29 and a losing granny by, 80 points or something? Yeah,
And what is he, not 20?
He's young.
20. Doing that at 20.
Mate, he's a superstar.
No shit, that's Judd numbers.
Oh, mate.
No, like legit, that's Chris Judd numbers.
I know.
And same kind of breaks away from the pack.
Explosive, isn't he?
Like from the inside of a contest, and he just and he's gone. Shades of us at Riddles.
Oh, it's like watching Tony Armstrong under 16s at Rupertswood. Just played under 12s at Rupertswood. I've come out and go, who's this superstar?
Maybe the only time anyone's ever said I've had pop out of a contest. I'll tell you what, Jesus.
Hey, you were quick and beautiful skills, mate. So just on the footy club, Sydney, who was at the block? Who are you? You love everyone, but who are the boys? I saw Teddy Richards was with you the other day.
Yeah, so I'm still really close with Teddy Richards, Matt Spanger, and Ed Barlow. He wasn't there when I was there, Cheese Barlow, but we just vibe. My best mates while I was there were Dan Hanbury, Alex Johnson, Craig Bird, Kieran Jack. We were inseparable, and Tommy Walsh. We were inseparable. And then like older boys were all great, but yeah, they would have been my tight clique.
That's great. And where were you living? Paddington?
Paddington, yeah.
Oh, what a spot.
Prince of Paddington here, mate.
Yeah, the Prince. Oh, what a spot. I haven't been back to Sydney for a while. Mate, at Lenina.
Look, mate, we'll get up there. We'll get up there.
And you can show me around.
Mate, I'll show you up there.
Oh, geez, talking about Paddington's getting me going. All right, so funniest teammate ever. So you're being at 3 clubs. Who was the funniest teammate you've had and why?
Can I have them as a duo?
Yeah, 100% you can. Mate, you've won a Logie. You can have what you want. Where's the golf ticket? Yeah.
Kieran Jack and Dan Hanbury together. Because they were so turbo and they were so on tilt all the time. Like, those guys are like, come on, yeah.
Intense.
It's so intense. Like, they're both, but like, and they just used to butt heads.
Yeah.
So you just fucking wind them up a little bit and just let them go. And they just, they'd end up fighting.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what is wrong? Like, Birdie and I were just so, like, any more relaxed and we'd be going backwards. And you got these two. Like, I remember I saw Kizzo once. I pulled up to him at a cafe. Nooks, Nooks? Do you remember Nookies who was in Randwick?
Nah, I don't.
Anyway, so went to Nooks. Kizzo's got the iPad out. And he's like looking through realestate.com. And I've like gone to sit down with him. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, fuck this. And I just left. I was like, I can't fucking handle this. This is too much. Kizzo's on tilt. He's had 3 fucking strong lattes. He's ready to go. I'm like, no. Hannah's is the same. Hannah's like just
go.
So turbo. Congratulations to Hannah's on his career too.
Yeah, and Hannah's, if you're listening, mate, the 3 votes at Brownlow night, just the whole room lit up and I loved it. It was in the last round of the
how good, mate.
The AFL. His last game, he's had 3 Brown. It's a great way to go out. You can't really go out any better without playing finals than being best on ground.
Best on ground.
So
Exactly
well done,
right.
mate. Super career. That's funny. I love that. We got a lot of teammates. Your role as the chill guy, wind them up, say something that
No.
really
Just
get on
I heard the fuck. Did you,
made it up.
mate? I think I said more mistruth. Like if it wasn't football related, like in a football context, I was lying
Yeah, just to wind them up.
the whole time. I was just lying the whole time, trying to get a rise out of people.
How good is that with a footy club? Though?
Oh,
Like,
you
you
just
do it all the time.
spitting fucking yarns, man. I didn't even win a Logie.
That's great. Coolest person you've worked with in your life so far? Very hard putting it down to one, but maybe you just have to pull out one here. One of many.
Interviewed Oprah.
Have you?
Yep.
That's big.
Yeah.
Have we got footage of that? Would there be footage of that?
There'd be footage of that
Of course
somewhere.
there would be. What's
Yeah.
that like?
She was like, "Hello, Tony." Hello. Yeah, I'm like, sucking over it. Sucking over it.
How long did the interview go for?
So I had 8 minutes with her. Only Australian interview.
Were you nervous as fuck?
You know what? I was originally. So I was down. So this happened a couple of weeks ago, and then so
Oh, so this is recent.
yeah, so I only did a couple of weeks ago.
Has this come to, this is so it's on air?
Mate, so it was such bad timing. We released that, like that had a whole media rollout plan. That came out the day that the Hawthorn stuff
Saga. Okay,
came
no
out.
wonder I haven't seen it yet. Well, let's go back to Oprah. So,
Yeah. So
hey,
anyway,
don't worry, mate. We'll pre-roll. We'll get the rollout strategy right here at American Aces. We're gonna fucking put that all over the internet.
So yeah, mate. So I hear that. So I get the heads up from our booking agent. So News Breakfast, the show I work for, they've got not a booking agent, but like we have bookers, and they like book all the guests because like we have fucking pollies, we have musicians, we have authors, we have climate activists, we have everything in. We have fucking Oprah. So anyway, I get the heads up that Oprah's team through Apple have asked News Breakfast and me specifically to pitch against, I don't know who the other people were, but we had to pitch against other, like a couple of other Australian outlets, I'm sure. So
Get the gig.
so they would have been, if you think about it critically, that would have been Channel 10, Channel 9, Channel 7, maybe SBS. And so the team put together the pitch. They're going back and forth with with Apple. So it was she released a biography on a guy called Sidney Poitier. He's the first black actor to win an Oscar for the lead. He was her hero. So she EP'd this documentary on him. Anyway, so here it's getting closer and closer. And I've booked a weekend away down in Gippsland as well. So I've got an Airbnb down there. So anyway, I get the okay on the Friday that we got Oprah. She said yes.
That's so big.
But they're like, bad news is you got to log on at 4 a.m. Sunday morning and just sit in the waiting room. I'm like, oh, fuck, whatever, it's Oprah. Anyway, I also had to be back in Melbourne that Sunday morning at 10:30 because I was sitting on a panel for Melbourne Writers Week. And like I was one of the keys to the panel. So anyway, Oprah keeps getting pushed.
Oh no.
So I end up interviewing her at about 7:30.
Have me lattes in between.
And I'm fuming.
Yeah, 3.5 hours at 4 a.m.
I don't care. Like, mate, Oprah, I've won a silver Logie.
Where's the integrity?
Where's the fucking respect? Bit of respect for the fucking Logies, Oprah.
TA over here. The big fella's sacrificed the 4 a.m. wake up.
Oh my God, should still be going. Anyway, so I'm there. And by the time I get to her, so we when we did the package, like I'm there in a suit and stuff because I've redone all the questions back in the studio, but I'm interviewing Oprah and I've got the hood on. I'm down in fucking Gippsland, just at the Airbnb. So I'm just like, I must have been so relaxed compared to everyone else. So I'm just sitting there like, I was like, oh, Oprah, hey. And like, it's so funny because you just get the tunk, like connecting. And then I heard her voice before. They're like, oh, that must be like, oh, you'll be speaking with Tony. So, hello, Tony. I'm just like, fuck. So now I asked a few questions. 8 minutes doesn't go very long.
No, it's quick.
I had all these questions I wanted to ask. I only got through 3. Oprah like quizzes me halfway through. And it's like I had one of them. Remember that Channel 7 fella who went all the way over for Adele to interview Adele about her new album, and he didn't listen to the album. And Adele asked him, what was your favourite track? And he fucking says, I didn't listen. So it was an Australian exclusive for Channel 7.
I have to watch that. I haven't seen it.
And they sent him the whole fucking way back. She just stops in.
See you later.
Mate, 24 hours in a fucking kite. You reckon you've got 60 minutes spare just to give Adele's album a listen?
I used to listen to Adele. I love Adele.
Nothing wrong with Adele. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, I do that.
So she's quizzing you.
So she's quizzing me. So we're going back and anyway. So I'm making her laugh, all this kind of stuff. It's great. Interview finishes, but I'm angry because I've let my management know that I might be late to this thing.
Yeah.
So now I walk into a packed auditorium back here in Melbourne, and I'm like calling them saying I'm sorry. I just walk straight in. Like they're all like, oh, here he is. Like whole thing's getting fucking recorded for the internet. I like get up on stage and sit down and like it starts. They're like, how's your morning been? I'm like, well, I can't actually tell you what's happened. And even if I did, you wouldn't fucking believe me. And like in the end it comes out. I'm like, oh fuck, it's all right. I interviewed Oprah. And they're like, what? Yeah.
It's all good.
And they're like, okay, we get it. You got an excuse.
And you know what? With what you're doing, there's plenty to come.
Yeah, no, there will be. There'll be heaps of that kind of stuff. But yeah, just like a cool experience.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is great. Biggest spray you received in footy?
Scott Camporelli came down. So I just got
Adelaide, was it?
Yeah, Adelaide. So he was the mids coach. I was playing on the wing at the time. And I don't know if you remember, I used to have real long hair, real long. But like I've got this habit of like I'd flick it and like, you know, when you don't notice you're doing something.
Yeah, because you're used to doing it at training to get it out of your eyes. It's just a habit.
Balls come.
Drop.
Anyway, I didn't drop it, but we're playing up at the Gabba. Big switch kick came. Obviously, I'm the outlet.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere near a hard ball.
Switch it. Take the fence. I'm here all day, boys.
I've got my, you know, they say a bit of chalk on the boots. I've got the chalk.
What about when like it's 3/4 time or quarter time, you go, defenders, I'm out here all day.
Yeah, boys, I'm always on.
You turn, I'm there.
Always on.
I need a couple of cheapies early, boys.
Use it. Anyway, the switch kick comes, and I haven't realised I've done it, and I must have just gone like,
flick.
Anyway, Campo comes down, and he's got a pair of scissors, and he goes, if you fucking drop the ball, what the hell, I'm going to fucking cut off for this. like, it was pretty fair enough, like, but I was just like, Jesus Christ, this guy's seen blood. Like, and I'm pretty scared. Like, I've just made my way back into the side. Saved me career with the next little patch I had. I played like 5 or 6 real good games. Averaged like 25 touches.
Brilliant.
Last 5 or 6 of the season. That got me to Sydney.
That's a trade that got through.
That got me to Sydney. But
that's hilarious, mate.
But yeah, fucking comes out.
What game was it? Because we had
Brisbane round, I don't know, round 18, 16, 17.
You know what year that would be?
Would have been 2011.
There we go. Braden will be able to find that. He's a weapon, this bloke.
Oh, mate. I was so scared. Oh, because he's just beelining at me.
He's got the scissors in his hands. I'm going to cut him off. Fuck, that's funny. Don't mind that as well. We love a spray on reflection. You want one?
What's your favourite?
Oh, mate, I've got thousands.
What's your favourite spray story? I love the Jack Stephen Swell and the Merlot Ross line.
Yeah, I've heard that many. Fuck, I almost just tried to forget them all. I think I need to be with the boys, but there's been the one where there's a few. I honestly, they almost hurt sometimes, the sprays, because sometimes you go,
was that a bit too far, brother?
It's too far, mate.
I reckon. So at Assumption College we had Ray Carroll.
Yeah, the old fella.
Yeah, and he was.
Does he give a spray? Does he?
That's all he's got. He's just got fire and brimstone because he's from the fucking. Yeah, he's from the 50s.
He wouldn't know what it's like to paint the fence and get the outlet kick. He's just like, work, boys, put your head over it.
But the thing is, he can't see shit, and he's starting to get football and cricket mixed up. At least when I was playing. And so he'd be like, who's having the ball out there? Can't see the other side of the ground. And he's like, you know, I mean, this is exaggerating, but he'd say like me, a black dude, he'd like go, who's that Tony? It's like a white fella. You know, like this is how bad his eyes are, right? I once saw him. I was in the car. He pulled up. He was taking us through the drive-through at KFC, and he's pulled up and he started talking into the rubbish bin. Starts doing the order, and we're all in the car, and we're all going, like, because he's got the footy boys in the car, and we're all going, and someone's got the courage to go, hey, Mr. Carroll, just a bit further up, mate.
The bin. What was he ordering?
Oh, fucking can't remember, man. It was like, he's like, and like, I saw him. We're playing cricket at Pegs, Penleigh, and fuck, I've got so many Spocky stories.
Oh, mate, keep them coming,
mate. So we're all fielding. I'm in the covers, and so like, from like cover all the way around to the keeper, we're all facing the car park. Like we can see the car park, and there's this tree there that must be 450 years old. It's the biggest tree you've ever fucking seen. Anyway, we've seen Mr. Carroll like drive in, and like all of us just kind of like look sideways because we're like, and like he's notorious for having bad driving stories, right? Like notorious for having things go wrong in the car.
He's not going to do it. I think he is.
No, and like he like drives it, and he sets the car up to reverse back, and we're all just like, oh no. Oh no! And he just drives, and we're on the slips here. We're all watching.
One eye on the ball.
Yeah. And we're all watching straight back into the tree. And he gets out, and we're all like losing. He gets out, and he's like who's put that there? It's like, what do you mean? Who's put that there?
Fuck,
mate, that was there five times before you were born.
Fuck, this might be new segments here for any assumption boy that comes on.
Right, and the other one I saw. So it was early before a game of first 11, and he's there. He's on the main, and rather than getting out of the car to put the cones down for the boundary, he's in the car. Anyway, he's like driving along. He's going a bit quick as per, and like there's still a bit of dew on the ground.
Oh, he's dropping them as he's driving.
Yeah, he's just mate. That's efficient.
That is efficiency.
Anyway, he gets to one part, and anyway, like I don't know what's happened, but like the brakes have locked up or something. The car just starts like. Very slowly, but it's skidding. Straight into the scoreboard. But it's like the slowest, like...
Skid, yeah.
And I'm just there like,
oh no.
Oh, fuck it.
Fuck, the boys must have heaps of stories on this great man.
And like, but this is the thing, he's like such a legend. But like we had him kind of like right towards the end where he was old. Like he was really old at the point where, you know, like his eyesight was failing him a little bit, all that kind of stuff. But one of the, like when all the good, like in all seriousness, when all the good stuff started happening to me, sent me out a letter. Like, like just what a beautiful man. And so many people have gone through that school to go on to do great things. And so many of them under the tutelage of, Mr. Carroll.
Yeah. Oh, it's great, mate. Great stories, and what a great man. That makes me that bin stories.
Mate, no, he's ordering. He's ordering to the bin.
Ordering McDonald's to the bin, and the boys in the back. Like,
no, but we're losing it. But we're trying to stay respectful.
You can't laugh out loud. But you're like, it's like when you're in class.
Yeah,
like, who's going first?
Who's going to say? We're like,
once one goes, we're all going.
And someone's just got the courage to go, hey, Mr. Carroll, just a bit further up, mate.
Oh, fuck. I wish I was in that car.
Oh, mate, you don't, though.
Oh, fuck. Let's keep flying through. Righto, a few more quick ones until we get to the end.
All right.
With the segments. Favourite restaurant and place to eat for you? You've been to a few. You lived in multiple cities.
Oh, shit.
What type of food?
So there's a place just up the end of this street, Bar Ida, which is great. They do Sicilian food. It's pretty simple. I like it because it's close. But also down the other end, I've got a nice faux house, which I like. Yeah, which nice. I like going to.
Love that. A bit of Vietnamese.
Yeah, a bit of Vietnamese.
I love that.
But like, I love Italian food. Yeah, that's why I'm turning into a fucking tyre. I need it.
Oh yeah, what do you call it before this?
Sloppopotamus, mate.
Sloppopotamus. I've never heard that.
Oh, mate. Mate, we used to call Dan Hanbury the polar bear because he used to go away and he'd have a few too many caramel lattes on his break in the off season. He'd come back flying. He'd hit the ground running, but Just a little bit of extra.
Oh,
Like the jaw might go missing for a little while.
Oh, the double chin.
So those are the polar bear.
Fuck, that's an easy one to spot if he's fit or not.
Oh.
The polar bear, that's great. Coffee order?
Strong latte. And then if I've had one of them, then a macchiato.
Love it.
How about you?
I've cut back. I used to go strong latte and then go get another one. Then I'd be a bit anxious if I had 3. So just a normal latte now and just heaps of them. Like it's like, do you want a coffee? Mate, I've got 5 shots at me. Because I could
Let's go again, baby.
Let's go again.
Come on.
I'm trying to cut back on coffees. I feel like it ruins the way I eat because it makes me not hungry anymore.
No, that's probably good for us.
Yeah, actually, you're right. But that's yeah. I'm trying to put on some size. I'm like a slopopotamus, skinny, no muscle
Skinny
man.
fat.
Yeah, so I'm trying to turn myself into a muscle man with a little bit of slopopotamus. Summer's around the corner, you know what I mean?
Oh, mate, look, we've both got egos.
Yeah, like podcast rig.
Oh, mate. TV rig, mate.
Mate, yeah, I guess. I always used to joke. I'll actually be down the beach this year with a skivvy on. Imagine rocking one of them down there, the skivvy.
Mate, I'll see you there. I'll be with you. 2 for 1 deal. We need to get the potty sponsored by some skivvies.
And a few
If anyone wants to send any skivvies in to the podcast, send them in. We'll chuck them on. We'll wear them live. Yeah, we'll do. We'll keep the shot up here.
Yeah. Go to drink at a bar. You can only order 1.
Okay, so depends what time.
All right, let's break down the times.
Okay, so say I'm at a bar in the afternoon. I don't like beer really. I will have, say it's afternoon and it's early, I might have a Pinot Noir. I like my red wine. And then if it's a bit later in the night, I'll just have a red. But then if it's kind of like, if I'm feeling like a cocktail, I'll just have a Negroni.
Love it. I'm like you. Beer bloats me. But I still drink 6 from the start. And then I'm onto the vodka lime sodas. Maybe even 3 beers, depending on how I'm feeling. There you go. And coriander, yes or no?
Yes.
Good man. Same here. Some people hate them.
Yeah, well, they've got rocks in their head and no taste.
Yeah. Well, mate, I couldn't believe how many people hate it. And that's the first question. I never asked that, but I was just thinking about it before. A yes or no one, coriander. Yes for both of us. Righto, here we go. As we round out, we do have some people that keep this podcast afloat, and I can't be more thankful for these guys. We'll start with RIXX's. The reason was I've got an announcement. It is our 6th birthday, Tone, coming up, and we always throw a discount code out there. But there's a bit more for this one. We've got a discount code for everyone listening that it's called ACES. But we're going to give an additional percentage off throughout this birthday period. So if you head online at rixxeyewear.com.au, a lot of sunglasses are slashed to celebrate our 6th birthday. And it's, as you said, it's been a long time coming, 6 years. It's a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work.
Spring Carnival around
I know how hard you work on it too, mate.
Yeah,
so congratulations on it.
Thank you, mate. And there's a lot of exciting things coming this spring. And one of them is obviously the 6th birthday. So if you go online right now, as this podcast is released, you'll see that the website has everything slashed. Now, Tone, I've got you the Orbit Bronze. I think that's got the green lens on it. Let me just double check what I'm reading out here. Yep, it's the Orbit Bronze green reckon, polarized. Oh, mate, it's.
What do we reckon?
I knew you just suit anything, to be honest.
Can we get a from the people in the audience? Maybe we'll get a poll on them if they look good or not.
Oh, yep, definitely. We're going to put an Instagram story up. So once you're watching this, we'll put a poll up. Tag Tone. If we don't get 100%. That's a failure, isn't it?
No.
What's the pass mark after 24 hours?
I think if we don't get 100%, that's a mirror on society's lack of taste.
Yeah. Put it back on them.
Yeah, put it back on them for having no taste and being silly.
I mean, you're always proud of your own work.
Good. I feel good in these. And like the weight to them's nice. Like sometimes you get a pair of sunnies and the weight's not quite there. You can tell these are well made. You can tell a lot of care's got into them, and you can tell a lot of design work's got into them as well, because from a visual perspective, sometimes you might give away a little bit in the quality of the lens to get the frame right. You haven't cut any corners.
No corners here, like we know. He's still 100% with everything. The Italian Mazzucchelli acetate, the premium German engineered hinges, and obviously the lenses, the best in the business. Now, mate, with RIXX Eyewear, while we're talking about it again, if you forgot, online, rixxeyewear.com.au, use the discount code ACES and you get an additional percentage off. Tone, RIXX in retirement, right? This is the segment. Now, you've just made it in your media career. Oprah's bought you out. You've got your production company. You made billions. We always say billions so that you know money's not
an object.
Exactly.
Mate, this is the game we used to play, all of us, every footballer in the spa. If you win lotto, what are you doing?
And how much do you need?
Yeah.
Where are you going? Because you're a well-travelled man. You've been around. You've lived in multiple cities. Where would Tony Armstrong take himself and his pair of RIXX Orbits and retire, and why?
Oh, this is tough. Okay, so the thoughts that are going through my mind now, I love the city. I love being in around a bit of hustle and bustle. I also love climate. So like whilst I live in Melbourne and I love Melbourne, I love a kind of sort of between 25 and 35. Like I love that kind of Darwin heat. So I'm thinking something somewhere tropical or somewhere warm. But when I think of those places, I don't think of any cities that I would necessarily like. So I'm going to, against my better judgment from a heat point of view, from a climate point of view, I'm going to say I would live in London.
London.
I'd be in London. I'd have like an unbelievable terrace in Hackney. So it's a bit out of Shoreditch. So it's kind of like where a lot of the hipsters are. Great music scene, really accessible to everywhere. If I've made all that money here in Australia, I'm assuming people know who I am. So if I'm over in London, you'd have a sense of anonymity, which would be awesome. And I just live there with my partner and our kids. If that's what's on the cards, I'd probably still be working a little bit. I'd like
keep them on busy,
but not too busy. And I'd just be going to all the EPL. I've got a PJ. It's a private jet for those playing at home. Got a PJ, and I'm probably going over to the States to watch some NFL.
Oh, mate.
NBA. I've got courtside tickets. So, I've got all that stuff.
That's a given.
Well, that's a given because money's no object here. And yeah, I'm enjoying my life still with a bit of purpose. So not fully clocked off, but just trying to be a really good dad and a really good husband.
Oh, mate. Wouldn't that just be the dream?
Wouldn't it be nice? What are you doing?
No one's asked me this. It's a great question. I reckon from where I've travelled in the world, Newport, California, we know a few people down there from the Giants days, but that's got a bit of sun. It's not too far from the action. Yeah, Newport, California. NFL is around the corner.
I can imagine you there with a pair of RIXXs on.
Oh, the RIXXs at Newport. We'll be at Mutt's Bar watching the NFL Red Zone, split screen, beers, hot wings. Exercising. The beaches are amazing. You got
in an environment like
everything there.
In an environment like those sport bars, that's like just about the only place I like a beer. When there's like 50,000 sports going on, and it's like every direction you look, there's something going on. Yeah, States is bloody epic.
Oh, a few of the boys just FaceTime me from the Giants. They were watching the Monday night football.
Dallas, So when we recorded this, Dallas just beat the Giants.
Yeah, they did. They just beat them, and the boys were FaceTiming me at Mutt's Bar. It's fresh in the mind. We're there watching Red Zone down here, but yeah, all the split screens. It's just, for me, that is my element. Like I could go there, not talk to anyone for 9 hours.
And just sit in the bars.
And watch people walking around, look at every different screen and just...
Well, because the thing is...
That's me in my happy place.
And
right
the thing
there,
is as well, like footy, like the NFL starts at 3 a.m. here and the last game kicks off at 10:15 today.
I know.
So that's like, and that goes till like 1.
Yeah.
That's 10 hours of footy.
Yeah, just bang, bang. And the first 6 just goes bananas. The last game, you get to watch every snap. But it's about to be 5 a.m. once daylight savings kicks in, and I hope it does because I'm running low on sleep. You can only imagine grand final celebrations into a 2:45 a.m. wake up.
Who's your team?
The Ravens.
Same.
Baltimore. Yeah, we love the boys.
We love him.
Lamar.
Yeah, pay him.
Yeah, they will pay him. I've heard that. I think he's
What have you heard? What have you heard, mate?
No, Schefter, mate. Schefter, mate. You got to go on Instagram. No, they reckon this is more. He wants more guaranteed money, so it's going to be a monster contract,
mate. How good are all the memes on Twitter and stuff? It's like price of the brick gone up.
Oh yeah, and he keeps putting up these numbers.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
I reckon they're going to negotiate soon because it's hurting them.
Well, mate. Every week he puts millions of bucks onto his contract.
I know, and he deserves it.
Doesn't he?
Oh, he's so good to watch. And speaking of the NFL, this is our next segment, the Caps Clanger. Now, I've got a few caps here, the 950 snapbacks from our friends at Caps, the home of headwear.
Yep.
They do it all, not just NFL, NBA. They did a bit of EPL there the other day for Toby Green. They've got it all. So head online to caps.com.au and check it out. We do have a discount code available to all kinds of stuff on there. And they've got all sports apparel, not just hats. They've been a fantastic supporter of the podcast. And we love them so much because it's all about American sport. And, they just keep providing all kinds of hats, whether you like. Now, which one would you pick if you got to pick any of these caps here, mate? We've got a few different teams. Geez, the Raiders aren't going too well at the moment.
Stay clear of the Raiders.
Just for this segment we've got, which one would you like to pick there?
Look, for me, it's a toss-up between the Chiefs and the Bills.
Two quality sides.
I'm probably going the Bills.
I like that. I reckon they'll win it this year.
I'm probably going the Bills. I do like Josh Allen. I love Stephon Diggs.
Oh, how good are they?
Mate.
Oh, look at that. You look a million. Now, while you've got that Buffalo Bills cap on from our friends at Caps, the Caps clanger. We've all had one. What's been your biggest Caps clanger so far?
I've had a couple, mate.
Oh, yeah, we've all had a few.
I've had it.
I think we know which one we're going
I think
with.
we know which direction we're going.
It's actually not even a clanger. I reckon it's a highlight.
Oh, well, I mean, it's just about dealing the best you can with the cards you got. Well, playing the hand as best you can, and I dealt myself a pretty fucked up hand. Well, mate, so you gotta understand, mate. It's fucking 6:30 in the morning. I don't wake up till about halfway through the program anyway. I'm on autopilot. I'm not a morning person, and I understand the irony in what I've said there. I wake up every morning and I cry. I'm like, is it really worth it? Do you remember those thoughts you'd have driving to preseason training?
Oh.
No, you go, do I just jam the brakes on a little bit too hard? Someone rams up the back of me, just a little whiplash, couple of weeks off.
Yeah.
Everyone had those thoughts, well, at least me. So maybe a bit grim.
Especially when it's 35 degrees. And
it's 35 degrees and you know they're about to break you.
Oh, break your heart.
And anyway, so there I am. And look, bulging disc and disc and dick. They're not far away from each other. And so at about 6:25 in the morning, Tim Payne has, he's just been ruled out of the team. He's been ruled out of the team because he's got a bulging disc in his back. So I've just decided to say on national TV. And Tim Payne is, of course, going to miss this week's clash with India because he's got a bulging disc. That's funny. I just kept plowing through. Yeah. Anyway, it was all I could do to keep my face straight. And my co-hosts are fucking losing it. Lisa Miller has spat the water out. She's almost hit the camera that's faced on her. Michael's just losing it. I've looked at him. He's gone, a wash, Tony? I'm like, disc. I said disc. Anyway, I got so nervous every time I said it for the rest of the show because I had to keep reading.
Saying disc.
Oh, mate. Yeah. And even now that you've got disc and dick in your head, it's hard to remember which one's what. Anyway, so for the whole rest of the show, as I'm coming to that read, because you can't see everyone else because they've got all the pictures playing, Rolly would be in the edge of my vision being like, ooh. So I'll hop on Twitter and Twitter's just...
Mate, you sent the internet into a frenzy.
The internet fucking broke.
That was the best.
There's articles, there's all this kind of stuff. And so I've just had a Freudian slip. Anyway, it's a pretty big clanger. But it kind of worked out for me.
Yeah, it's worked out well.
But the thing was, I always said, when I got the job, I was like, just whatever you do, in the self-talk, into the mirror, through the tears every morning, before the shower. Is it really worth it? Just don't end up on one of those fucking YouTube compilations for fucking everything up. Here we are. Yeah, first cab off the rank.
Yeah. The Caps
internationally as well.
Mate, it's the best. It's the greatest Caps clanger we'll see.
Thanks to Caps with a Z, Caps clanger, bulging dick instead of bulging disc. It happens, mate. It happens.
That's brilliant. When you walked off set that day, were you actually laughing? Because it was such a minor...
Oh, mate, well, the thing is, I didn't mean it.
No. Well, mate, to be honest, like you said, now that I'm thinking of disc and you can just pop dick out so quickly and you're live. I mean, this is the thing. You can't make these blues when you're live, but you're natural, you're human. It's
no, mate, so my reaction to anything anything like that happening is to laugh.
Yeah, well, I think that's what we're all doing at home anyway.
Oh.
Did he just say that?
Did he just say dick? Oh, no, he's laughing. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah.
And it's on live television and everyone's clipping it up.
And everyone's clipped it. I've got nowhere to hide,
you
brother.
can't deny it.
I can't. I mean, far out. Fucking hell.
That's a brilliant caps clanger, mate. Congratulations, actually. Congratulations.
It's that bad. I've got to congrats on the caps clanger.
When I saw it, it's one of my favourite videos.
Mate, you shared it as fast as it could be shared.
I couldn't wait to share it.
And
when the Logie nominations come up, I shared it again and said, that's why I'm voting
This
for
is
him.
why. It was that and the Fed Square losing my shit.
Oh, the Fed Square was a cracker. You got to keep doing that. I think the World Cup's on soon.
I know. I'm spewing they not sending me over. I would have loved to have got over.
Oh, you'd be great. Look at that. We've got the caps, we've got the RIXX, and we go to our last little prize for you for coming on. And
Nothing little about
do you want the bad news or the good news?
Tell me the good news.
Oh.
Actually, now tell me the bad news.
The bad news is there's more than this. I didn't bring it all because it doesn't fit in the van.
I thought you were going to say the bad news was like there was more and I had to do more podcasting.
No. Oh, jeez.
No.
I have to go to the manager, mate. We have to get onto him.
All right. I'll save the platitudes for the end.
Here we go. So our friends at Milwaukee Tools.
We love the tools.
Here's the good news. I've got to read it out because it's that good. But this is what they've provided you as a guest of the American Aces. And we can't thank Milwaukee Tools enough. This is professional grade equipment. So all the tradies out there, they're built.
This is what they're using.
It's built for the trade professional and obviously reliable, durable, and just helps you get the job done.
Just
easier.
all the stuff that you want out of a tool, right?
Oh, just everything. Milwaukee, just nothing but heavy duty. Now, this is what they've provided you as a guest. And right now in front of me, we've only got a couple things, but this is what I didn't fit in because there's so many things coming your way, Tone.
Okay, Lou Richards, come on.
The M18 18-inch hedge trimmer. Would you know how to use that? Well, you do now. You got the M18 blower. That's right in front of you.
Does that come with like a how-to?
Oh, I hope so. I think you can go on YouTube next to your compilation.
Next to my Logie, next to the compilation.
Just go on there. We can create one. You get the line trimmer. You get the inch chainsaw. You get the fuel hatchet. And you get the high output battery dual bay starter pack. Our friends at Milwaukee Tools have absolutely looked after you. They've nailed it. And I mean, they don't miss. And I can't wait to see you out in the backyard with your Milwaukee Tools. Mate, how handy are you with the tools?
Look, I just want to get from a perception point of view. When you look at me, do you imagine someone on the power? And I don't want you to pull a punch, mate.
I can visualize you doing nothing with the tools.
Mate, my favourite fucking app in the world is AirTasker.
But an AirTasker can only do the job with the right tools.
Hey, no, but see, this is the thing. Now I don't have to say own tools necessary. Now I've got all the tools at home. I can just AirTask some handy fuck to come over and do the shit for me.
And you've got the most premium Milwaukee tools to do it with. I mean, that is we're so happy that they're on board, providing all these things for amazing guests like you. What's a moment that you've been the handiest in your life? When we talk about tools, I mean, growing up, I did wood tech and all that kind of stuff, and I created a little treasure chest, and it's probably the only thing that I've done that's quite crafty. What about you, mate? Is there anything that you've done? Are you a landscape gardener? Have you ever had to do anything like that?
I'm gonna be like dead honest here. Like, I get one of my very good mates, Zach Jones. Shout out to Zach Jones.
Jonesy.
I get him over to change light bulbs at my own house.
I might need Jonesy's number.
Like that. This is a level. This gives you an insight into how pathetic I am. But also like there is a standard of convenience. My standard of convenience at home is so low. Like. If I've got electricity and the internet,
you're good.
I'm pretty set because I can Uber Eats stuff.
yeah.
And hot running water.
Oh, you need the hot.
Yeah, so but because like basically everything else, I'm like I can outsource, and like I figure I'm pretty clever in some parts of my life. In a lot of parts of my life, I don't like. I just have no desire. Like I'd take no joy out of being handy. You know how some people are like, oh, get a green thumb, get in the garden. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Hard no. I could be sitting in a hammock on my deck.
Yeah.
The sun beaming down.
But mate, like you said, you know who you are. You own it. You love yourself. You're very good at what you do. You don't win Logies if you're not, but you're just no good in the garden or with tools.
I'm no good with the tools, but you know what? This is genuinely inspiring me.
It is. When you look at the way the product's even just packaged here from Milwaukee, it inspires me as well to get out there. I mean, you got the blower there. You could clean the garden up in 5 minutes.
Mate, I'm about to get the deck put in out the back, and I can imagine myself just with a few leaves on the deck with the blower. I've got some nice hedges out there too. Maybe me using it. Maybe let's not say I will or I won't. But I can see myself being inspired to actually be out there a bit more.
Oh mate, so can I.
Because I love TV and I love watching telly and I love my couch so much.
In summer, you might have an outdoor setting. You can't have the leaves in front of you when you got guests around. Nice Pinot.
Nice Pinot on the back deck.
Yeah.
Talking about life's challenges, you know, just how would we solve some of the problems and the injustices of the world? Fucking champagne socialists in the backyard. Just, oh, God, life's bad. Here I am in the inner north of Melbourne. Got to play like fucking hell. How in touch am I really?
Oh,
not
mate.
really. Have a fucking look at me. I'm on a podcast looking like a rapper, but I look sick.
You look unbelievable. Yeah, everything we stand for here at the American Aces, and mate,
look good, feel good, play good.
Exactly. Hey, just never played good, but look good.
No. What's Deion Sanders? If you look, look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. And if you play good, they pay good.
Fuck, what a man. He is the man, that bloke.
Hey, prime time, mate.
Prime time. He's doing it all.
Hey, mate, I know you're about to wrap up, so before you put a bow on it, because I think it's apt that you have the last words in the podcast.
Professional Levy. What a just genius this bloke is.
Love what you do, mate. Love what you do. This has been a real joy. I wasn't kidding. I feel rude saying it with this. Was a real joy doing it, and I genuinely don't say yes to just about anything because I really value my time. But I know it took us a little while to do it. I'm loving seeing you interview some people, mate. You got a real knack for it.
Oh, you're the man. I really appreciate it, brother.
And yeah, I'm so glad to have come on with you.
No, I appreciate it. I love getting great people on and you know, talking about their story, because it is, I know it's not the easiest thing, but yeah, I understood that you'd have 1,000 people queuing up these days. And yeah, as I said, it's a round up. I'm just so grateful for your time to come on. Everyone out there at the Aces is very grateful for your time as well. They'll learn plenty from that. You're doing amazing things. You're Australia's favourite for a reason, so keep kicking goals, brother. And just thanks so much for joining us.
Mate, a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to another episode. If you enjoy listening to our podcast, please feel free to hit us up on our social channels at American Aces. If you're entertained, inspired, or feel more educated, please share it with your friends and family, because we appreciate the support. Righto, catch you on the next one.